Hello, you beautiful freaks. Welcome to a brand new episode of Frequels. I'm your host, EJ Leeson, and with me today is my co-host and the butter to my toast, Mr. Rory Colorasi.
I am like butter to your toast.
I love you.
You just spread me all over you.
And I'm with it. And of course, we got the podkeeper himself, part-time drywaller, full-time baby, young Vince. What's up, buddy?
I'm cranky. No, I'm good. I'm in a good mood, man. And you know when I'm in a good mood, there's a reason why I'm in a good mood.
Why is that?
Oh, because I'm
Drugs.
excited,
Oh.
and we got people.
Oh, we got people today.
Yeah, we do.
We got people.
I thought it was Percocet, but that's cool.
That's part of it.
Yeah, that's part of it.
And with us today, we have two special guests. You remember this guy from an early appearance.
Hopefully they forgot.
Oh, no. Hopefully they remember.
Oh, okay.
On the show. And Vince's big brother,
Oh.
Kevin Napoli. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, boys?
Great. Great to have you back.
Happy to be back.
I know we haven't seen you since My Bloody Valentine.
Correct.
And there's a reason for that.
But I watched this one.
Oh,
So we're good.
Yeah, okay. So you're good.
I watched this one.
Yeah, I like that you were just sort of sitting off in the wings. It was
wonderful.
Making little comments about a
My
movie
2 cents
you've never
every once
seen.
in a while. It's okay.
You're like, I got to this part, and then I checked out.
I was out.
Most of us.
20 minutes and it was done.
Yeah. And then, of course, this is a first-time rookie we got here. Kevin's daughter and Vince's niece, the young, beautiful, wonderful Emily. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Awesome. Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, very excited.
Is this your first podcast?
Yes.
What is Vince like as an uncle?
Pretty good overall.
Right
Really?
on.
Yeah.
Not
you
bad.
Could, you could lie. It's
Come
okay.
on. Oh, he just slipped her some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Ridiculous.
fair.
That's
That's
Give the 20 back to your uncle.
we
It's
want
okay. It's
the
not real
deets.
money.
We want the deets.
Yeah, it's not real. It's Monopoly money.
And
No,
then,
well, just real quick. We actually been wanting to get you on the show for a little while because I remember the first time I talked to you, I think it was during Christmas.
Yes,
at
it was
Vince's
Christmas.
house. Yes.
Yep, uh-huh.
And she starts explaining to me all these different books that she's reading, and I'm like, oh, she's it's making me feel kind of dumb right now. I better start saying things that sound smart. I'm like, I read a book once too. It had pages, and it smelled like paper.
it's
Yeah, I
made up
remember.
of,
I
like-
think you said it was a Dr. Seuss book.
It was.
Actually.
It
Yeah.
was. And I was almost done with it.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I think she'd be like a really great guest to have on because you seem on the
Insightful.
ball with things.
Yeah.
Insightful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how is Vince on like a scale
God, what are you
of 1 to
doing?
10 as an uncle?
3.5.
You maybe. We'll go with that one.
Be generous.
Yeah.
She struggled
too
for that
bad.
3.5.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
That makes sense. That
Yeah.
Did he ever put up drywall at your house too, or no?
Has he made you put up drywall? is the
100%
question.
I put up drywall out there.
I mean, I don't think it was done right, but he tried.
Perfect.
Did he just throw it up?
Yeah,
Or
Pretty
that's
much,
essentially,
yeah. He tried to use
Yeah.
a stapler. It was pretty bad.
It's just construction paper.
Yeah.
Don't use staple.
I'm drywalling. Sure you are, honey.
Sure.
We're calling up someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Just like let him go for now.
Just let him be happy.
Oh, now he's eating the construction paper.
Oh no. So
I literally have turned you into a child. in
That's
my
okay.
life.
It's good.
yeah,
good.
I like that. Yeah.
Theater of the mind.
What are some new movies that you've guys seen? This is like a segment we like to do a little bit. Vince, any
I'll
new
go
movies?
first if you want. So, I watched one full movie, and then
Wow.
I started 2 movies.
One full
Already,
movie.
You started
one full movie. I watched one full movie, and then I started 2 movies.
Oh, okay.
So I started Fool's Paradise with Charlie Day, and then I started, and I don't know why, I was mid-watching, and I was like, I want to watch The Deer Hunter.
Wow.
So I got halfway through The Deer Hunter, which is fantastic, and fell asleep, so I'm going to finish watching that tonight. But yes, and I watched the movie that we're watching today.
Yeah.
Deer,
So you're just like sitting around putting up drywall
I was
and
going to
you're
say,
like,
yeah,
Deer
don't
Hunter.
ask me how, well, I know how I got there, but I was just, I went from one extreme to
playing a
the
game of
other.
I was
Russian
just going to
roulette?
ask, how do you get a connection between those 3 movies?
I was actually talking about The Deer Hunter with Daniel, who works here, and he'd never seen it, and I was like, dude, you have to see it. It's insane. It's one of the most insane movies ever.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe, Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep,
Chris
it's
Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Walken.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
I said Chris Walken like I knew him.
Yeah, he was Chris Walken back then. Yeah.
He's like, I like dresses or whatever. I forget what is he talking about?
Oh, the whole movie is just like, I want to hunt the deer.
The deer. It was so good. How about Emily? What did you see?
The most
recently?
recent new movie that they released was Dune, the new one. Mostly, me and Kevin, we just watch older ones. Like he shows them all to me.
Okay.
What was the last one that we did? Do you remember?
Oh boy, we do a lot of like the '80s movies.
Yeah, because we got stuck on a couple series now, so it's been a minute since we watched like an actual movie.
Wait, what series are you watching?
Monk.
Monk? I love
Yeah.
Monk.
Okay.
Monk. Most fans are not going to be happy with this, but I've never seen The Office.
Okay.
So Emily has started me on that. We're in season 3 now, and
Yeah.
it's funny. It's definitely what everybody
It's
has
about
said.
to get really good.
Yeah.
Are you like, I know that place?
yeah. Go there all the time.
Frequels recorded Scranton, Pennsylvania. True story.
Just real quick, just a shout out to Uncle Sal's niece. I took her around to all the Scranton office stuff. I took her to Cooper's and stuff like that, and she was losing her mind.
Yeah?
Like all the murals and stuff, it's really cool. Like out of town fans, for them to come and see that. We do have a lot of really cool stuff here if you're an Office fan.
Oh yeah,
Like
there really is. It's crazy because anytime I'm out of like state somewhere, and they're like, "Oh, where are you from?"
And they say Scranton, people are like, oh.
Oh, like The Office? That's like our claim to fame out there now. Like that's like everyone knows us.
They look
as
at you like
The
you're going to be
Office.
one of the characters.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shut up. Honey, he's going to
maybe
say something stupid.
I know I've said this.
Oh, he's a Michael Scott, I can tell.
Yeah,
Such a Michael.
if you're not Michael Scott, you probably think you aren't Michael Scott, but you
Yeah.
actually are.
That's
Yeah,
how you
that's
sum
a
up
thing.
Scranton, PA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
pretty accurate.
Yeah, people here are crazy. Yeah.
But even like when we go to Port Richards, like for karaoke, people come in and they're wearing like office gear and stuff, and I'll specifically go up to them
Just because they want to be there.
right,
Yeah.
and I'm like, get out of the barge.
Sometimes when we're there, like some guy will come up to us and he's like, "Yeah, my wife and I like we're on our honeymoon doing the Office tour," and I look over at the new bride and she's just crying.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
"Why
This
did
is what
you
it's
here?"
come to.
Yeah.
This is going to be
I
my
said
life.
I had a passing interest in the show. And you
This is
brought
who
me
I
here.
married.
Yeah.
So I'm married.
Married a child.
Yeah. No, that is awesome. And Kevin, how about you? Any new movies or anything?
Not movies. I don't know why, but I've really gotten into true crime docuseries.
Oh, okay.
One on ID. It's called Signs of a Psychopath. Pretty intense, and I'm pretty sure Rory's is the next one I get to watch.
Mine's a
pretty cool.
dark one.
It's I could imagine.
You're in for an experience.
He wrote the script himself.
Yeah. It's definitely going to
Well.
feature carjacking.
Somebody who wrote the script about my deeds, which is a nice change of pace.
Yeah. All right. And is it good? Are you enjoying it?
Absolutely. Just the whole premise of the show is basically trying to they have the interviews and stuff with these people. Just their personalities it's intense.
Yeah.
Super intense.
I was going to say, I caught the Diddy thing. It's insane. Watch it.
Oh.
The P. Diddy thing on Hulu. Check it. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
it's on
Yeah.
Hulu.
Oh,
It's,
really?
it's insanity. Yes.
Oh, I know. People talk about it.
It
all
was
the time,
like it's like the same bomb that the Nickelodeon thing was. It's just
Oh,
it's insane.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
And Rory, how about you? Have you watched anything new?
I just saw The Watchers.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you like it?
it was neat.
I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, it was like
Yeah.
one of those movies where it's like really wonderful in like a conceptual kind of way.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a big home run or anything like that, but I was like, okay, taking chances. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I just revisited Ghostbusters because
The original.
the original Ghostbusters.
You were
'cause
cheating on us, right?
I was.
Go ahead, talk about it. Let's
yeah.
talk about it. Get it out in the
I
open.
was on a. I was cheating on prequels with Real Chronicles.
I appreciate you looking me in the eye when you're saying it.
I did. I just want to see your eyes well up with tears. Yeah, it was really fun, and because that's just like a perfect movie in general. Can we all just say that Ghostbusters?
Absolutely.
But
Yeah, Bill Murray was okay in that.
He really brought the whole thing down. The only other movie I wanted to mention is that for Becca's birthday, we watched George of the Jungle,
Oh.
the Brendan Fraser one.
Oh,
Great movie.
Please
And
tell me you
I've-
dressed up
I
as
have-
George of the Jungle for.
Well, not for the movie, just in general I do that.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've never seen it before. This was my first time watching it, And I don't know what this says about me, but I was like laughing so hard watching it.
Brendan Fraser is fantastic.
It's
That's
just
why.
so stupid, but it's like my kind of stupid.
Yeah. You have a level of stupid. I get
synced up.
that. I know
It's
your
like,
level of
there's so much of
stupid.
the comedy that I love in that movie, you know?
It's
Yeah.
physical slapstick comedy at times, yes.
But it's just like, it's cartoony, like Saturday morning.
It's dumb
cartoony,
fun. It's Tom and Jerry.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silly shit.
Yeah, that's cool. And Leslie Mann is like outstanding in that. And
They've got great chemistry in that
Thomas
movie.
Hayden Church.
Which I think may steal that movie.
Yeah, he is so freaking funny in that movie. I love Thomas Hayden
just
Church
had
in
bad
general.
luck.
In everything.
Yeah.
He's one of
In
my favorite
everything.
villains of all time. With the
Sandman?
arc. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What a great arc. Yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
him in
the
Demon
human
Knight?
play. Oh, Demon Knight, yes. And did you ever see? Oh no, we're gonna cover that.
We're going to cover...
Wings?
Did you ever see Tales from the
Demon
Crypt
Knight.
Demon Knight?
No.
Oh.
No.
And we had HBO, which is weird. We probably should have watched it, but I didn't like scary
I was
movies.
gonna say I've seen
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt, but not Demon
never
Knight.
that.
Billy Zane crushes in that movie.
Ooh, Billy Zane.
He's the reason to watch that.
Okay.
Yes.
He's just having the time of his life.
Is it a movie or is it
Yeah.
a short? Is it a full length movie?
It's a film.
So we can cover it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can-
Maybe one
we can
day.
do it on here.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, don't ever say that we shouldn't cover something because the audience might find
Because we absolutely will if I say
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it.
And I got to see Ezra, which was really good. I went with my buddy Pashi, and then I saw a double feature with Joe Petito and Justin, and we did Bad Boys 4,
Uh-huh.
and I really enjoyed it.
Ride or die.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I saw The Watchers, and I loved that. I loved Bad Boys 4, and then when we went into The Watchers, I was like, oh my god, this movie is like... It just hit a lot of things for me. I really liked it a lot. So, Kevin, you picked this movie a while ago, and you've been dying to do this movie. You and Emily, specifically.
100%.
Yeah, so tell us why this movie.
So, I believe it came out in 1987. So I would have been 7 years old. Was not a big horror movie person, but just the premise with the kids, it caught my attention. I saw it the first time. It was okay. Watched it a couple more times and just fell in love with it each time I watched it. And now it's basically a yearly thing on Halloween. I watch it with the kids, and it's a nostalgia ride for me. So I love it.
You weren't a horror fan?
No,
Welcome to Frequels.
Yes. And then, Emily, how about you? So, the first time you watched it, was it because of Kevin?
Yeah,
putting
he
it-
showed it to me originally, and then obviously I rewatched it a few times. I love the movie. I feel like when you watch it when you're younger, it's like every kid wants to have like that childhood, like you go out and do cool things with your friends. I mean, maybe not get chased by monsters, but like the premise of being able to just like roam around and like explore the woods and like do all this cool stuff, like
the difference of the 80s and
yeah,
now.
it appeals
Cool
to
clubhouse.
a lot of kids. I feel like, you know.
Yeah. And then Vince is...
Don't you
is
feel
this-
like they tried to kind of capitalize on that a little bit with Stranger Things?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
100%.
exactly what they did.
It's got a Stranger
Definitely.
Things
Yep.
vibe.
Everybody loves nostalgia.
This definitely capitalized off of Goonies. And
Oh,
they're
that's
like-
exactly,
yeah.
yes.
They're like...
A direct
we
ripoff.
We can't call him Chunk, so let's call him...
Something far more clever.
He's fat. He's a kid. We'll discuss it. We're going to get to it
We'll
before
get
we
to
do the
that.
movie. Just put him in the
poor
notes
kid.
now as fat kid, but we're going to name him.
And Vince, same with you? Like, did you watch this as a kid, too?
Picture it. 1989. Massapequa. Okay? Me and Kevin are home. It's Grandma and Grandpa are downstairs. We have a carton of English muffins. We're cutting them in half because we're about to make pepperoni surprise. What is pepperoni surprise? It's an English muffin with a little bit of ragu sauce, a piece of cheese on top of it, and then a piece of pepperoni on top of that. And that was luxury. Let me tell you, boys. Nothing in life was better than a pepperoni surprise and Monsters with my brother. So, fantastic. That's all we need to say about this episode. And you can go on from there, yeah.
I feel like you said a
Takes
little
me-
bit too much.
Yeah, no, it takes me back. It's good. I love it.
This is all incriminating.
You like it? I'm just trying to set the scene, man.
You
Yeah.
did just give away on the
Oh, oh.
podcast your secret recipe. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 4 ingredients.
Yeah. And then you loved it, though?
I loved the movie then, and I love it now. I'm a little thrown back to some of the language in it, and some of the. It was a different time, guys. It was a different,
Different time,
Let's just.
man.
I'll leave it at that.
They were
But
far more sensitive back then.
Yes, and I will say this: I will watch this movie with my kids and enjoy it because it's just fantastic.
Are you just
I
gonna
love
yell
the-
like beep out things?
Yeah.
Certain words.
No, I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna let them watch it and explain to them those are words that we try not to use anymore. I mean, unless you just want to hurt someone's feelings, there's no need to use those words. Simple as that.
Dad, you say worse things when you're putting up drywall.
And then I throw the bottle of liquor at them. And of course it's empty because I drank it all.
Right.
I feel like you were a big fan of this when you were a kid, EJ.
Yes. So this came on HBO. It was on HBO pretty much all the time.
Yes, that's
And-
why we watched it so much.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I would watch it all the time, every single time it's on, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. And it was like one of those things too. Like growing up, I did have like a small group of friends that we were into horror movies. Adam being one of them, and so I was just like, oh, this is like me and my friends. This is a great movie, and so I loved this movie a lot. How about you, Roar?
I remember seeing the VHS artwork in a video store
And-
because
yes.
I'm that old, and I was always drawn to it. Caitlin and I, my sister Caitlin, we used to rent this movie constantly and watch it, and it's because I completely identified with the characters.
Yeah, exactly.
I think at one point I tried making a Monster Squad when I was a kid. Like I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Wait, who did you
all right,
wanna
I was
be?
actually 30-ish
It was- yeah.
when I tried to make the club.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I was laughed at, rightfully so.
Who did you want to be?
I'm a motherfucking kid right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who didn't want to be Rudy?
I mean, yeah.
that's I'll just say that.
Of course. Yeah.
I think all of us just were like, "Oh, Rudy's the best."
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got notes about him, but anyway.
Yeah. Not a fan.
Yeah, no, I think Rudy's great, but I got things to say. But yeah, it was just like one of those movies. Like I just remember just identifying very much with the kid's passion for horror movies, because I always tell everybody this. I've seen so many movies at this point in my life, but horror was like my gateway drug, and all
Same.
those movies that are like plastered up on their wall in their clubhouse was my childhood. So, like my eye is always scanning the walls of that clubhouse. And every time I watch it, I'm always like, oh, there's a little like lobby card from Curse of Frankenstein, and I got real excited by that because I'm a nerd. I've got nothing else to do with my time.
That was
verify.
intentionally
Say,
done by the director. He wanted to try and get as much old school posters
Hammer,
in that.
Universal.
Correct.
But then he also had cool shit in there like the Zombie,
Yeah.
the Fulci movie.
Yes.
Return of the Living Dead. There's a poster. There's a Godzilla poster. Like it's just something that I probably actually what my apartment looks like. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But
no,
anyway, I hated the movie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it.
I rooted for the monsters,
Yeah.
actually. I was like, come on, Dracula.
Come on, I want Dracula to take those stupid kids out.
Ninja kick the damn fat kid. By the way, I did appreciate Dracula just like pretty much just giving Indiana Jones punches out. It's like
Quick little one-handers.
Same sound effect, yeah.
same sound effects. I'm like, here's this guy who could like claw through these people, and he's just like punching his way through.
Do you remember
I
when
appreciate
that
it.
one scene when Rudy was trying to shoot him with a bow and arrow, and then he just shot him?
Yeah, he just pulls out a gun
Remember
and
that?
shoots Rudy.
Yeah.
If that happened, I would have been like, this movie
That's a deep cut.
rules. But anyways, so let's get into this movie. So the film starts with a hilarious scroll. Now this movie was written by Shane Black, who did Lethal Weapon, Iron Man 3, Predator,
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Wow.
Yeah, he wrote like a lot of great stuff, and
And he also did that Predator movie. Remember?
Predator 3.
the other Predator
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Remember that movie?
But he did the first Predator, though.
The
too.
first one. That's what counts.
and he was in it.
Yeah.
And he was acting in it. But yeah, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is a great movie. The Nice
And then
Guys.
Iron Man 3, a.k.a. Kiss Kiss Clang Clang.
Cling Cling, yeah.
That's not my joke. I stole that.
Oh,
I don't know who it's
that was
from.
so good.
Somebody had to have made that joke.
So,
Hey,
yeah.
everybody that's listening right now, look it up and see if I'm an actual hack or not.
Email
The answer's
us
yes.
at frequel.
Frequel podcast at gmail.com.
But another hit, like Jim, that that's underrated is The Nice Guys. Did you see that
Yeah.
with Ryan Gosling?
I love that. And
Did
so
Shane
good.
Black do that?
Really
Yeah.
good movie.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
who was the little
I know,
girl
me
in
too.
that? She was awesome.
Ryan
was in-
Gosling.
Yeah. She was in Spider-Man No Way Home. She
Okay.
plays Liz.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah, she was excellent in that movie. Yeah. Same with Ryan Gosling. I think that was when I came around to Ryan Gosling.
I
a little
love
bit.
that movie because it's so dry and no one winks in it, and it's just joke after joke after joke, and everybody
so
plays it
funny.
like super duper serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
I
when you
like
came around on Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, because before that
when?
he had The Notebook and
You
stuff.
never saw
and I
The
just
Notebook?
was like, I'm not really a Ryan Gosling guy. And
It
Fractured.
was love at first sight.
Did you
for
have
me.
your eyes shut while watching The Notebook?
No.
I guess so.
How did you
And
not fall in love with that guy?
I don't know. I just was not a fan, I guess. But this movie, I was like, oh, he's hilarious.
The Monster Squad, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Monster Squad. Nice guys. But
Yeah.
anyways, let's talk about the
No.
Monster
I want
Squad.
to keep talking about Ryan Gosling.
So the film starts with a hilarious scroll where they're like, Abraham Van Helsing is trying to rid evil, but they blew it. And then it cuts to Van Helsing and company, and they're trying to perform this ritual that will open a portal, like a limbo portal. Or Phantom Zone. I'm not sure.
Wormhole.
And,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure it's that portal from Evil Dead 2.
it is. It
looks
actually
just
looks just
like
like it. I was thinking the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
From Superman.
That
But
guy?
yeah, that would have been great if Dracula is in that flying through
In the
space.
Wolf Manor in there.
They're all just against
What
the
is
glass.
the Phantom Zone?
What is the
Like, are they
Phantom
just
Zone?
crammed into a piece of glass? Like
Yeah.
a sheet of glass that just spins around in outer space?
It's supposed
Which,
to
by
be-
the way, I hope that's what the afterlife actually is. You
I know.
A
know,
sheet of
everyone's always
glass.
going on about heaven and hell. I want the Phantom Zone. You'd never be bored.
You want to spin endlessly through space in
Yeah.
a piece of glass?
That'd be awesome.
But they're trying to do this, and then the girl who's reading the actual book gets sucked into the wormhole, and all these skeletons pop out.
Which are awesome looking.
So great looking.
And the vamps are like fantastic looking.
So cool. And then,
Hey, but by the way, before we go past that, the vamps look good,
yeah.
right? The zombies,
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
the armadillo actor. Did you catch him?
Yeah.
There was a couple of them.
He was good.
He was good. There were some really great spider actors.
Yes.
Some of them are actually SAG. There's enough bats in this movie to make
Yeah.
Batman Begins blush.
The bats in this movie, come on.
What?
I saw. You could see the string. It was awesome. Though.
No, those are real bats.
Those are real bats.
Yeah.
Oh, you okay?
I actually have
Those
written
bats
down
just didn't want to do their own
badass
stunts.
bats.
Bad bats.
Badass bats.
Yeah.
So,
But there's more animals we'll get back to. Don't you worry, guys.
Oh, please
back to
do.
those.
Please call them
I'm just
out.
calling out the ones I saw at the beginning. I was very tired when I was watching this.
And to be fair, if your director says we have to have an armadillo in this shot, you're gonna make a banger. It's gonna be
yeah.
a good movie.
yeah.
yeah, you're
Like,
this
all these
director
choices,
has a
like no,
vision.
we need an armadillo for this
Yeah.
one.
Dude, there's actually like a featurette where all the actors were like talking about their time working with the armadillo,
armadillo?
and they're just like blown away. By it.
Professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't believe they got him.
Yeah.
Because they
Show
could have
up-
gotten like any old armadillo, you know? Some of them are not really good actors, but this guy, Shakespearean, they say.
Yeah.
First to the set, last one to leave.
Yeah.
He was just that kind
Method,
of guy.
too.
Yeah, method.
He's like,
He showed up in a suit. He'd be like, let me take this off and get ready for the scene.
Yeah.
And just go out and perform. Yeah.
he's like, I think my armadillo character is undead in a sense, but not completely. And they're like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. He was a nice guy, though. A lot of people said he had a hard outer shell.
Oh, yeah. I
All
can
right,
see.
well.
All right. Well,
It was a nice thing we had.
so, anyways, Van Helsing, he blows it, and the portal opens. It sucks him in. And then we cut to present day.
Hey, before we go forward, let me ask you guys all a question. Abraham Van Helsing, is he a movie character? Is he a real guy?
He's a
He's a real guy.
He's a real guy.
He's a doctor.
Van Helsing.
But like he's Van Helsing in the Dracula movie, so is the book Dracula based on a real guy in the world of this movie?
I think that's what it is. I think Dracula, Abraham Van Helsing
Explain this to me.
really went through these trials and tribulations,
And he wrote,
and Abraham Stoker was like, you know what? I'm going to change my name to Bram. And because I don't want to, like, people think, oh, I'm naming characters after myself. It's actually my best friend that I hung out with.
Emily, you've read a book more recently than anybody here. What are your thoughts on this?
That was some awesome bullshit. But
Yes.
Maybe they did it to be like from the original Dracula, like the guy who goes to his mansion, who he meets. Maybe it was supposed to be sort of like a nudge towards that, like the guy who went to Dracula's mansion, who Dracula tried to kill first. Maybe he wrote about him and then was going and trying to rid the world of him because he knew what he was trying to do to the citizens of, where were they? Britain, I think? Somewhere over there.
I'll accept
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was like Yugoslavia or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Europe.
Somewhere weird.
Transylvania.
I was just
Yeah.
unclear
Transylvania.
Oh,
because
yeah, definitely. Yes.
I
Something
was just
with an Enya.
unclear that because it just seemed like Van Helsing was like a real dude in the movie, but then he was also a movie character in the movie.
Now, I'm a fan of this
very
podcast,
confused.
and I'm pretty sure you guys often say, do not try and put
Yeah,
logic.
stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you, Rory. So we cut to present day.
This is the kind of insight that my co-host won't offer. I asked him a question. Nothing.
Like
know.
nothing. So a teacher is scolding Sean and Patrick about drawing monsters in class instead of paying attention to the cool subject that is science.
Science.
And he's
dig
really
it, man.
trying. He's like, I dig it, man. And I love this actor.
Yeah.
Did he ever show up in anything else?
I looked him up because I swear he was in something else.
Yeah, that's
but I
what I
think he
thought.
kind of reminded me of like Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Okay.
Just his mannerisms and the way he talked and the way he moved. But before we go any further, I have to give a shout out to Spider with Human Head.
yeah.
One of the coolest drawings.
cool.
I'm
ever.
waiting for that Marvel live action movie.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Which
Yeah.
also reminds me of Frank in I'm not Spider-Man, I'm Man Spider.
Oh, yeah.
What a terrible name.
What's
That
that?
name
What's
sucks.
that? Madam Web,
Oh, Madam Web.
the ceiling guy.
The ceiling guy.
The Ceiling Shadow.
That was the villain, ceiling guy. They're
Ceiling
like,
guy.
oh, the guy from the ceiling? Yeah, that's our villain.
That's it.
Yeah.
You got him.
We're committing to this. All right.
Yeah, and that's what we call him now. So we also meet Horace, aka Fat Kid, getting picked on by EJ and his buddy. And
Wayne from the Wonder Years.
There
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
yeah. Then the coolest kid in school shows up, named Rudy, who forces EJ to eat the still wrapped Snickers bar.
The way he skids up on that bike,
Yeah, he's
my
just like,
God,
"Shh."
just so cool. And then he
Lights-
lights a
lights-
cigarette
lights
off the
the match,
bottom of his
yeah.
shoe.
I'm like, TJ Lavin?
He was
I was-
definitely waiting for months. He had that plan. He was just waiting to do that.
Gonna wait for that kid to get beat up.
And
Yeah.
just for all the companies out there, I think I was like 6 or 7 years old. When I saw that, I couldn't wait to smoke. As I saw that, I was like, God damn, I want to do that.
I just want to
He's
roll
so
up on
cool.
bikes and
Was his character description cool for the 50s?
Yes.
yes, yeah. He looks like he's a greaser.
Yeah.
He
straight
looks like
from
he's
the 50s.
Fonzie's illegitimate son.
Yeah.
Like
The
he
leather
got kicked out
jacket,
of
the pants roll, the high white socks.
The
with
cigarette pack rolled into the sleeve.
Yeah.
Like he just got kicked out of the T-Birds.
Yep.
No, it's funny because I think a lot of the screenwriters in the 80s grew up in
Around
the 50s.
Greece.
You know,
Yeah.
some of them. So they were probably like, well, this was what was cool when I was a kid, so that's probably how things are in the 80s. But really, it'd probably be more like the characters in Return of the Living Dead.
Right.
Probably
It
more
would be like
accurate
more
description,
punk
yeah.
But
But he looks awesome.
no, he looks awesome.
I loved
He's really
him.
Cool.
When I was a kid, I'm like, I want to be like him. And then I watched it last night, and I'm like, man, I'm glad it didn't turn out like him. Rudy's not a good guy.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. He's definitely not a good guy.
Right. He's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy.
His intentions, you could describe them as
Yeah.
nefarious.
Yeah,
Yes.
to say the least.
So Rudy's like, eat the Snickers bar, right? And so Wayne picks up the Snickers
Rudy.
bar. Yeah, Rudy. and he eats it, and everyone's like, ugh. And I'm like, dude, it's still in the wrapper. It's like,
Barely stepped on that.
there's no like 5-second rule.
Yeah, it's just-
it's still wrapped. Like,
Honestly, you rip off that front part, you're
it's
good to
not a
go.
big deal.
Secretly, that kid walked away, and he's like, I got to make fun of Fat Kid, and I
And
got a
eat a
free
Snickers.
candy bar out of the deal.
EJ's like, yes. So anyways, on the way home, Sean and Patrick discuss the Wolfman having a job, and they're like, yeah, he has to work, right?
Whether
Like,
or not he can drive a car.
Yeah, he probably could drive.
I mean, he
and-
wears pants, guys.
Yeah.
One missed opportunity in this movie. I really wanted to see the Wolfman parallel park.
Yes. He just rolls up in a car.
He screws it up a few times.
He's like, oh, hold on, guys,
damn
hold
it.
on. I'm working on my K-turn.
It's
Hold
like
on.
some guy waiting to get by. He's blowing his horn.
And he's waving him on, adjusting the rearview mirror. Go ahead. Come on.
Wolfman claw. Go
on, go
around.
Go around, go around.
He almost gets there, and he's like, I gotta start again. And he pulls all the way back out.
He's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to tearing things apart like an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where all the rage comes from, because he can't parallel park.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
So on the way home, Sean and Patrick are discussing this, and then we meet Phoebe the Phoebe, which is actually Sean's little sister.
Adorable.
Yeah, she's great.
The best.
She's awesome.
So she doesn't respond well being called Phoebe the Phoebe.
Right.
But considering some of the terms these kids use, she got off easy.
I know, right? It's like, shut up, Phoebe the Phoebe. I'm like,
At one point, they refer to her as the Virgin.
I know, that's weird. that's when the movie starts kind of. Oh my god!
Come on, guys.
They say that, and then she kind of like turns and looks at the camera, and you just want to like go take a shower.
Oh,
You're like, oh, gross.
Oh, God, man.
But she's a
adorable
cute
in this,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah. And Horace meets up with them, too, and he's like, hey, at one point they're talking about the German neighbor. And
Scary German guy.
yeah, and Sean's like, yeah, I think he's just on welfare or something. I'm like, what?
I think my mic just.
What a genuine laugh that was. You broke the microphone.
Can you hear me still?
You sound good.
Wait, give it a second.
Can you hear yourself?
Coming back, I thought I broke the microphone because I laughed so hard.
It's good.
And thank you for not like shouting at me, Vince.
It's a microphone.
Yeah, and that didn't explode, which
Yeah,
is
we're
great.
good.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
fire.
It's
I
on
put it
fire.
out quickly.
Yeah. So it's all good. But yeah, so Sean's like, I think he's on welfare, and I'm like, what? Like, this guy has a whole, I don't know.
Kids are mean.
Yeah, these kids.
They're not very compassionate.
Yeah,
Guy's down on his luck.
kind of looking back, I'm like, I don't know if I want to be friends with these
know.
guys. I don't know.
It was a different time.
It was a different time, man. So then, Horace meets up, and he's like, hey, do you guys mind if Rudy joins our crew? Because he, like, stuck up for me today, and I think, he seems pretty cool.
They clearly need him for street cred alone.
Right.
Whether he's into monsters or not, they need him in their group.
And if you really think about it, if he didn't join this group,
They're done.
They absolutely 100% would have died.
Because they needed a
Still-
borderline criminal.
Yes.
That, like, how old is he supposed to be? Like 16?
Something like
He
that.
knows how to make bullets
He knows how to make bullets.
in shop class.
Right. Yeah.
He melted silver down and created bullets.
Where's their teacher?
He's out back smoking.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Then he lifted some arrows and a bow.
Yeah.
Very
smooth, too. I love that scene. It's one
And
of my favorites.
He looked like he was going to steal something.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to steal something.
And he did the little
movement and
hand
face.
rub.
Hand rub.
Like, it was just
like he was in a cartoon.
like he was like Mr. Miyagi about to heal Danielson. And he was like, oh yeah, here it is. Let me just reach down.
And he
grab
kind
his
of like
bow
looks
and
around to see
arrow.
if the coast is clear. And he's like, clearly no one is watching me. I
Yeah,
can
no
steal
one's
this,
watching.
no problem.
And I'm like, no one is seeing this kid who's not just doing it like
Blatant.
smooth at
Yeah.
all. He's literally like creeping up
Right
and he's
out
like
in the
walking like
It wouldn't have been so bad, but it was that burglar costume that he was wearing.
With the
Right.
bandana
Stripes,
and
the black and
the
the white
mask.
stripes.
Yeah.
Looked like the Hamburglar.
or one of the Beagle Boys. Yeah, it was just like, come on, man. And so, anyways, they're like, yeah, can he join the club? And they're like, they all look at each other, monster test. And I'm like, oh, I would have aced this monster
I know. That'd be the easiest club to get into.
test. I know. I was like, psst.
One of the funniest lines, I don't know if anybody else heard it, but Phoebe at one point goes, because they're talking about EJ, and she's like, I think he killed his dad. She literally mutters that under her breath, and the boys just kind of look at her like, what?
So, meanwhile, we have two pilots who are flying some cargo.
The airline Demeter, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Which is obviously a throwback to the book in the ship.
I don't know if that's what it was called. It was just something stupid I put down on my notes.
Oh, it wasn't Airline Demeter?
No.
I was
But
like,
it
did
should
you
have
really
been
see
called
that?
that,
Like,
yeah.
that's so cool. But anyways, 2 pilots are flying some cargo and hear a noise, and it turns out Dracula doesn't fly first class. He actually he's just hanging out.
What do you think? He's schlepping it in 48J? No.
Yeah, he was
First
like,
class, all the way, baby.
No, he does. He's like, I'm just gonna hop in a cargo plane, and I'll just get around on this. And so, the pilot comes back, and you think, oh man, Dracula is gonna eat this guy, or like, bite him or whatever, and you just Indiana Jones punches him
right in the
out.
face.
Yeah.
I like
And
the
I'm
little
like-
visual of the bat flying by, and then the reveal of him behind him. I thought that was nice. Nice
Yeah,
little touch.
that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great moment when
Yeah.
when he tries to like push the button for the doors to
And
open.
then he
He's
floats.
just standing there with his arms crossed. And
Awesome.
he was mugging. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I like that.
Actually, to be honest, this version of Dracula is probably one of my favorite
Yeah.
versions of Dracula ever.
Very physical, very
Yeah.
combative. I like it.
Well, that, but just even like the look.
The look of it, yeah.
Yeah,
He gets shit done.
he does.
You know,
And what a
Let
cool
it
car.
begin. Yeah.
let it begin. Meeting adjourned.
And so Rudy passes the monster test and enjoys the club.
Barely,
for
too, by the way.
Other
That's-
reasons.
I did want to mention something about when they gave him the monster test. They had mentioned about the 2 ways to kill a werewolf,
Yeah.
and it actually foreshadows their attempts at trying to kill him, other than a silver bullet. Because it talks about a car crash, the ambulance crashes with him in it, and then the other one is they say he falls out a window and lands on a bomb. Technically,
Right.
they throw the bomb in his pants and then throw him out the window, but it's actually a foreshadowing of all the ways that they just can't kill him.
Partial credit.
Yep.
Partial. Yeah. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought that was cool
But
foreshadowing.
most
and
importantly, they set up the Wolfman has nards.
stuff. Right. Yes.
The absolute greatest line.
In any
It
movie.
might
In
be.
any movie
No
ever.
one will ever admit to it. It's a classic movie line
Yeah.
to weirdos like me and you and
yeah,
you guys.
all of us. Yeah.
All of us sitting at this table.
So we also meet Eugene, and who is like the youngest member of the Monster Squad, and his dog Pete, and which is like the cutest dog.
That dog is super cute.
I was like, oh man, this
That's like a wolf you want to go through the screen and pet.
Yeah. The dog actor's name was Jake, just so you know. And,
Jake? He looked like
Yeah.
a Jake.
he was special.
Jake
Oh,
from State Farm.
Yeah. What? so Sean goes into the house for dinner, and his mom just so happened to get a book that belonged to Abraham Van Helsing, which is
Just
pretty
super convenient.
incredible if you think about.
Super convenient.
I found this book
At a yard
that-
sale.
Yeah, like maybe you would want it.
Yeah.
Historians would.
This
be
may or may
interested.
not be the key to us surviving in the next 48 hours.
Right.
But his mom was under the impression that Van Helsing fought Godzilla.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
He's the tall one, right?
That's a good mom observation.
And,
she has like a kind of an understanding of your interests, but just not a full scope of
It's
it.
like, Ma, that's Godzilla. And then
She's
she's
like,
like,
okay,
okay.
I'm having marital troubles.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Sean's pumped at first. He's like, yeah, this book is awesome. He's like, oh, man, it's in German. And then, like, the next scene, he just, like, throws it right on the dad's bed. Like, he doesn't even give a shit. I'm like, first off, yeah, it's in German, but, like, you would be like, this belonged to someone? I gotta, like,
Hold on. No.
yeah, like, put this somewhere safe. He's just like, hey, Dad, what's up? And he just throws the book onto the, like, bed.
Also, this book is like decades old. How is it not
Yeah.
falling apart when he flings it across the room?
Right.
Like,
Should be in pieces.
Just like
Exactly.
opens it up, it turns to dust.
yeah.
Oops.
No, I don't know what language it's in. My bad.
Yeah. And how did he recognize if he doesn't know German, but immediately is like, ah, man, it's in German?
Because he could speak French and Spanish. And
This is
all
one of the languages
but
I can't speak.
German. You didn't get German yet.
Yeah.
I just mastered Elvish, Klingon,
Yeah.
German. When's this ever going to come in handy?
So then he asks his dad, he's like, hey, can I watch a movie? Like, go to the movies. And his dad's like, I'm sorry, me and your mom, we have plans. We're going to a psychiatrist, or a therapist, I mean.
Counseling.
Counseling. And he's like, yeah, sorry, you have to babysit your sister. He's like, oh, come on, Dad. And but
Because all the guys are going to spoil the movie.
right, yeah.
Hey, before all that, I like when he's talking to his dad and he's like, "Hey, Dad, did you shoot any crooks today?" And his dad's just like, he's like, "Oh no, but if you don't wash up for dinner, I'm going to shoot you." And I'm like, I don't think that's a valid reason to shoot a perp, right?
Well, how many times
Not
have you
washing your hands?
How many
Or your
times have you
kid.
asked him to wash his hands?
Yeah.
That's true.
Because you get to the fifth
It's
time.
like
of
a
asking him to
3-strike
wash their
system
hand-
in that house.
Exactly.
Do you ever threaten your kids like that?
5 times, and then they get the gun.
So we were actually at this is a true story. We were actually at his daughter's dance recital last night, and you should have heard the things he was screaming at those kids. It's like,
Again, thank God we didn't sit next to
I
each
know.
other.
I know, but I was looking over at you sometimes, hoping that you would look over at me.
I tried not to all night long. Tried
Yeah.
not to look over at him.
We had a whole row of seats, and everybody knew better than to have us sit next to each other.
We
Yeah.
were literally on the other ends of the spectrum. They knew.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. They
kept us
You're just
apart.
like,
But seriously, he was horribly
Yeah.
embarrassing his daughters.
that's nice.
Yeah,
I want the line straighter. I
Yeah.
want them to, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go.
You call that dancing?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
everyone was like, "Sir."
Yeah.
It wasn't even his daughters he was yelling at.
It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you're clapping your
Yelling
hands.
at kids, man. It's my favorite.
So the dad has to cut out early because he's called into the station, and his wife is like, we had this appointment. He's like, could you just get it moved around or whatever? I don't care. I gotta go to the station. I'm a cop. You know
Someone
what you
died.
signed up for. It's
Yeah.
your fault.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, thanks. See ya.
That look on her face is some solid acting.
Yeah, she's
She's
phenomenal
like
in
piercing.
this.
through
Yeah.
the screen.
So
He's in trouble. If I'm getting it.
Yes.
And at the station, we see this guy who is like, you have to lock me up.
I love his assistant. What's his assistant's name?
Oh, I don't know.
The cop, his assistant cop or his
Buddy
cop.
Buddy cop. Buddy
Yeah.
cop number 1 is hilarious.
Oh,
All of his lines are
outstanding.
gold.
Hey, did
Yeah.
you know who the guy who played the Wolfman?
No.
Jonathan Greers, is that his name?
Grease.
Grease.
Yeah,
I never know how to say his name. I always mess it up. But Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also, he's in Fright Night Part 2
As a
playing a
werewolf.
werewolf. And I like that guy a lot.
Yeah, I like his range.
How do you say his name one more time?
Grease.
Grease.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like when you have to keep telling me the name of that girl from Riverdale, Madeline, whatever.
Oh, Paish.
Yeah, you said it in an episode like 2 weeks ago. I can't retain it.
At the museum, Sean's dad and partner find a mummy went missing without any signs of a break-in. They're like, oh, when this thing
Oh, did he walk out?
walk out of here?
Yeah.
And then it shows the next scene, the mummy's literally walking out.
Of course.
Which is a great looking mummy.
Oh, it's fantastic looking. It
All the
looks so
creature
good.
designs in this movie are stellar.
Yeah, Stan Winston did all the creature effects.
I love the way they
Is it-
depicted all the monsters.
Is it
in
the
this.
Yeah.
creature from the Black Lagoon? Is that what that is?
the
Gilman?
Gilman? Yeah.
Gilman.
yeah.
Gilman.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
awesome.
I have a
Still holds
soft
up.
spot in my heart for the creature from the Black Lagoon, and going to see it in 3D
Yeah.
in July.
Yep.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
2 notes on those guys. The Mummy. The actor's name was Michael Reed McKay. I'm doing this for me personally.
Uh-huh.
He was the Monopoly guy from Ace Ventura 2.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What?
Yep.
Napoli guy.
Did you know that the Gill Man was actually the precursor to Predator?
Yeah, you could see it.
I was just gonna say the scene when he comes out of the water with the Frankenstein's casket over his head. You can actually tell it's the first draft that they had for the actual
Dude,
Predator costume.
you can kind of see it in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that last night where I'm like, it's a little Predator-ish.
Yeah, the one of the guys that did the makeup was the lead guy for
Predator.
Predator. Yeah.
Too bad that movie never took off.
I know.
Yeah.
If anybody's
bad.
ever seen it, I should have said.
Right.
Predator,
I know.
Yeah, what a bomb that was. So, the bomb, I mean. So we see where the Wolfman transforms in the back of this ambulance. Well, it's like a coroner is transporting this dead body, but really, even though this guy was shot at the station, he starts to transform under the full moon. And I love how they do this because it starts off, with a pan. And you see he's normal, then you see a little bit of the arm is transformed.
The bubbling.
And then the foot is fully transformed. So I thought that was really clever
Awesome.
to do you show it transitioning as like him transitioning as the camera's moving, you know. So I
clever
thought
way
that
to
was
do it.
clever. Yeah.
The bubbling transition there and in the phone booth, they both reminded me of Thriller.
Yeah.
When Michael Jackson becomes the werewolf, that
Yeah.
bubble feature that they did to the skin and the hands.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's so good. And I love the design of this Wolfman too. He looks incredible. But yeah, so we cut back to Sean is on the roof watching the movie playing at the drive-in, and his
Which
dad,
I love that shot.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's like, oh my god, if I lived so close to a drive-in growing
I would
up,
be doing it.
I would just
all
be on
the
my
time.
roof all the time. I don't know why he wants to go to the drive-in. Just like, guys, come over to my house. We'll sit on the roof.
Exactly.
It's so much cooler.
Yeah, and he has his binoculars and some popcorn.
A lot of binoculars. in
I
that movie.
also like the touch of the moss and the leaves stuck on the roof. Like,
Yeah.
Dad's not maintaining it because Dad's not home.
Right.
I like that touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dad does come home.
And then Dad brings some Burger King.
Oh,
Yeah.
the nostalgia of that old Burger King bag was amazing.
I really like that scene a lot. That's one of my favorite moments in the entire movie. In all honesty, with them just like sitting on the roof together, it's a really nice.
And then passing off the binoculars to him. Yeah.
It's like a nice father-son moment. So speaking of that, you should check out Adam Farley's new song, Carson song on
Nice.
on wherever you listen to your music. 'Cause,
Spotify,
yeah,
iTunes, wherever you listen.
literally
check it
a
out.
song about a father and his son.
Yes.
Ties right into this. Shameless plug, Adam Farley, if you're listening right now.
I found it on Apple Music. It's there. It's available
Yeah?
if you want it. Yeah.
Yeah.
tearjerker.
Make sure to rate and review it. It'll help boost the song too.
Adam Farley, brought to you by Burger King. Your way, right away. No.
So at the swamp,
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Wolfman and Mummy show up, meaning Dracula there. And Dracula then summons the Gill Man, and out of the water, we see the Gill Man lift this cargo box of Frankenstein's monster. And how do we know it is? Because it's labeled
Frankenstein from Bavaria.
Like, not even, like, aged at all. It's still, like, very fresh paint.
Frankenstein.
Yeah. And, so he,
There's a
like,
good snake actor leading up to that too. See him on the tree?
Yeah, he was good.
Noticed him.
That was
Yeah.
Jake Plissken.
I know.
Or,
I was gonna do it.
yeah.
I was gonna bring that up to you.
Yeah.
I was like, hey EJ, I'm pretty sure that's Jake.
Snake, yeah.
Yeah, friend of the
Jake,
show.
Jake, yeah. So, anyways, so we see the Gill Man, and he throws the box down, and then Dracula then awakens the monster via earbuds and electricity. And he's like, here's a little Tina Turner for you. and, old friend. And so we see, he puts his little rod in there, and like the electricity.
Yeah, super convenient to have that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
What Victor Frankenstein needed an entire lab for, he had in a cane.
In a cane.
he can just do it in one cane, baby.
I don't know why Victor's wasting his time.
But it did look like he put earbuds in the front. Like, here you go, old friend.
Check out Carson's song.
The Adam Farley. It's pretty good.
Look it up wherever you listen to your music.
So,
Shameless plugs.
by the way, we cut. Sean's family is falling
Oh wait,
apart.
wait, one real quick thing. Since I was a kid, I've always laughed about this. They do like a wide of all the monsters together.
Yeah.
And as a child, you're like, well, that's pretty cool. But I'm obsessed with watching them interact together because they're all just kind of like socializing physically. They're all kind of like doing this weird little moving around
Yeah,
thing.
they're like dance. It's the Monster Mash.
It's
That's
literally
what
the
that is.
Monster Mash. If I ever meet the filmmakers to this movie, that's what I'm going to ask them. Like, was that an homage to the Monster Mash? And they'll say, "Get away from me," or "Give us your money," and I will.
Is that restraining order out of date now?
And like I said, don't come around here anymore. But I gotta know.
I gotta know. So, so Sean's family is falling apart, and the mom and dad are fighting. And Sean doesn't even care. He's just like, He hears his mom and dad fighting, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. And so he walks out to like his room, and then he's like, he sees like a little thing, and he's like, let me just try to work on this
check it
little
out. Yeah.
puzzle here. And so he's like, Arcula.
Dr.
Dr. Acula. Oh, wait, Dracula. And then he's
Alucard.
like, he's
Alucard,
here.
right.
Yeah.
So did Dracula call the house, which is really funny.
Right. Yeah.
So Dracula not only called the house, has all this power, just no imagination. Who's calling? Mr. Alucard. Yes.
Alucard.
That's
Yeah.
a reference, by the way, to a Universal horror flick called Son of Dracula. Did you ever see that?
No.
Yeah, the Alucard. It's Son of Dracula. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have.
It's okay. You don't have to care.
That's great.
That was excellent, EJ.
Yeah, I just wrote it down.
I can tell you're an
I
actor.
can't wait.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So Sean calls a meeting explaining there's a werewolf and a mummy that disappeared, and Sean declares that they need to step up, and that's when they form the Monster Squad. And
Phoebe. She had a little dog named Scraps. Anyone else want to talk about Scraps? He's coming back.
But
He's got a moment coming up, guys. We got to set up Scraps. I like our little stuffed animal.
Go ahead.
His name was Scraps, and I have him written down in my notes in big letters. It says Scraps, and there's an exclamation point.
So, is it an actual dog or is it a stuffed
It's a little
animal?
stuffed animal.
So it's not
animal.
even a dog; it's a stuffed animal. Okay, I like your. Okay, I see where you're going.
He's
with
coming
this.
back though. There's a
feel
moment
it.
at the
I feel it.
bye when the monster becomes Frank or Ray Romano.
right.
Bye, Frankenstein. Why does everybody love me?
Come on, Marie.
Deborah.
That was a good one. That was a good Ray Romano, young Vince.
Yeah. So Dracula is squatting at a mansion down the road on Shadowbrook Road. And so Dracula is asking, the monsters. He's like, hey, to Frankenstein's monster, hey, these kids, they have this diary. I want you to go and get it by any means possible. And,
By any means necessary.
right.
Yeah.
And the monster's like, okay, whatever.
I got nothing going on.
I just woke up. I can't even nap, I guess. I'll just get right on that. So the next day...
I guess he didn't have a lot of options. You're not gonna send the Gill Man,
Right.
You're probably not gonna send the werewolf.
No, you're not.
Because you're not even gonna get that diary back. It's gonna be all torn up.
Right.
Because he's all mad about not being able to parallel park.
Yeah.
And what's the mummy gonna do for you?
Yeah.
The mummy doesn't do a lot in this movie.
And he's
I
so
feel like
slow.
the mummy
Kind of
is
just
like...
waddles around.
Yeah.
Right.
He's just there for
For
he's
fun,
like their
yeah.
Rudy. He just gives them cred.
Yeah. I feel like the mummy is like the stealthiest though, because he's just sneaking around. He's like
He got lost in a closet.
Right. That's what I
You
mean.
can't
Like,
depend on him.
he was close though. It was one of the kids.
He can't
from
even
the Monster
see.
Squad.
You can't
Yeah.
even see.
That's
There's
true.
No way.
He's got no eyes.
He brings back the wrong book. They're like, it's the Bible. I can't even touch that.
That would have been really funny if there was just like a couple cuts where like they just show the mummy bringing back all the wrong books. It's like a Where's Waldo book.
War and Peace. No.
That's
No.
not it.
War and Peace, get out of here.
You can leave the Where's Waldo book.
But yes.
It amuses me.
So the next day, Sean and his buddies seek out the German neighbor to see if they can translate Van Helsing's book.
Which, according, is not German at all, right? Jewish. Is Jewish in this? Am I wrong or am I right?
There are Jewish people who
So
lived in Germany.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna
Yeah,
break this to you, buddy,
buddy.
and I'm sorry to have to do it on the podcast, but there
There's-
were actually Jewish people in Germany.
I don't
Yeah,
believe
I mean
that.
they all got kind
Amsterdam.
of
Yeah.
taken
That
away,
was
but
part of
I don't-
the
They were there.
whole.
they were
thing.
there for a minute. That was like the whole.
I don't. Okay. If you
Oh.
guys say so. Agree to disagree.
Okay.
I love how up to date you are on your history. And so Phoebe,
Vince, I'm going to give you an option. I never give anybody this.
Absolutely.
Would you like me
no,
to
no, no,
edit
no. Leave
out?
that in.
You want me
Leave
to
it in.
Okay.
No. Leave my ignorance in, please.
All right.
um,
I'll put it at the front of the episode.
But
the end
I
of
was
the
trying to make
episode.
the distinction that he was Jewish, not German.
Oh yeah, because he has.
He was a Jew living in
No,
Germany.
but you're not understanding.
No, I get what you're saying.
Jewish
was-
is a religion. German
German.
would be an ethnicity.
Correct.
Yeah.
So he was a Jewish German?
Yes.
I don't believe it.
They were there.
Moving on.
He There's actually. He was like a Holocaust survivor, I think, because he has a little tattoo, and when the kids first get there and mention
Yeah.
the monsters, he's like, "You haven't seen real monsters," and you notice the numbered tattoo.
That's a
So
good
I
moment,
think that
too.
was,
That's a really
yeah.
good- that's a real
That's a
moment.
moment. Okay.
That's an awesome moment.
Yeah, that's one of those times where you're like, oh, chills from the Monster Squad.
Yeah.
Weird.
They have like a couple moments. That's one of the moments, though. That's
Yeah.
really good in there.
You know what? I'm leaving that in.
Please move past it.
It's
so
talking
the
about it.
neighbor translates the book, and he's feeding the kids some pie and Pepsi.
Oh,
It
the
says
first scene when he has the knife in his hand. and
it's
he's
your
like,
last chance for pie.
No, he goes, kids, this is your last chance. And he says the knife, and then he goes, 4 pies. At first you're like, oh, he's gonna murder them all, and it's over.
Yeah.
It's funny what they lead you to believe is happening.
Right.
Well done, very well done. Yeah.
It's really well. Yeah.
I like that actor too.
Yeah.
Scary
I
German
do.
guy. Who's
Yes.
not very scary. Yeah, they should rename him, rebrand him.
Yeah.
Pleasant German
Kind of reminded
guy.
me of The Sandlot with James Earl Jones' character.
very much the
how,
same
How they
thing.
don't want to talk to him because they're afraid of him, and then they realize he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they also found out that he was Darth Vader. So
That ruined the movie.
yeah.
And he killed Conan's parents. And the book claims there's this way to stop evil with the amulet and spoken words, and Limbo will be able to vanquish evil forever. And the date actually lines up to 100 years tomorrow night. And I do love
Thank
that
God.
moment. Yeah, I love, like, they're like, he's like, you don't think I'm Dracula, right? Because I see
You could see
I have
my
a
reflection.
And then Horace goes, wow, you know a lot about monsters. And he closes the door and is like, I suppose I do. And you do see, like, the numbers from, like, the Holocaust. Or probably, like, his, being...
Yeah, it's really effective.
Yeah, it's really, really good. So on their way home, the kids meet up with Rudy and start planning stuff out. And that's when Phoebe surprises them all with her new friend, which happens to be the monster, like Frankenstein's monster. And the monster actually turns out to be pretty friendly.
Leading up to that, though, like the first time she sees the monster,
Yeah.
they're kind of getting you into the headspace that she's going to get tossed into the lake.
Right, yeah.
Because it's
it
like
looks
setting up that
just
scene
like it.
from
Yeah.
the Frankenstein movie.
Right.
I think it's also in the book too, isn't it? When he tosses the little girl into the lake.
Yeah, but it doesn't. So it starts out with him. Victor abandons him in the woods, and he watches this family in this cottage because he wants to befriend them because he feels abandoned. And he half does, but then I don't really remember what happens. I think someone refused to make him his friend. So then he like flips out and starts killing people. But I feel like in the movie, the way they did it was it kind of like tied back into the original book, but instead of him flipping out and murdering everyone, he stayed friends with the group of kids.
Oh, the little girl.
Yeah.
Because it's like she's like throwing the flowers in the water. He's kind of like amused that they float, and then he runs out of
Yeah.
flowers, and he's like, I don't have any more flowers.
I
I'm
better
gonna
throw a kid
her
in.
and then she drowns. But they
Yeah.
kind of make you think that's going to happen to Phoebe. It's very like ominous shot, like
Yeah.
he turns around and his shadow's on her, and then it cuts, and then he come back, and they're like BFFs.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point she's like doing his nails, isn't she?
Oh, well, yeah.
Trying
during
on
the
hats,
montage.
putting
Oh,
on
the
scarves
montage
and
is
stuff.
great, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
We've kind of talked about this before, but like such an iconic character that you can just see his shoes and you know who he is, which I think is kind of cool. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this whole thing is don't judge a book by its cover type of thing, where like you think that Frankenstein's going to be this scary thing, and they turn out to befriend each other, and she doesn't care what he looks like or anything like that. She just
Yeah.
wants a friend.
Can I ask you a question though? Can he be a monster and German?
No, he can only be. It's one or the other.
Oh, I see.
EJ,
be-
being a monster is a religion.
He can be.
Being German is an
He
ethnicity.
can be. All right, fair enough. Keep going. I deserve that.
So, in the clubhouse, the monster snaps a photo of Patrick's sister like a creep. And then I
And
love...
again, that's your hero.
right.
Are we at the montage? The super 1980s montage? Okay,
Not
all
yet,
right, good.
not yet.
No,
Oh,
but,
that's when he gets the picture
Patience,
developed.
Padawan.
but yeah, I love when the monster's playing with the thing and it like flashes in his face. And he goes, bogus, bogus.
Oh, the camera.
Gus.
Yeah, the camera. Yeah, and I love that, and I love the shot of them all. Like they're all discussing stuff, and he's like, he sees the mask, and he's like, oh, scary, and they're like, nah, man, you're cool.
cool.
Like, and I do love that shot of them all kind of walking into like the sun set.
It's very like E.T.
yeah, it's really, and the music like has that swell up
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's really
It's a
good.
nice shot.
Yeah, it's a really
I-
good shot.
I think the whole Frankenstein mask thing is like a metaphor for the whole movie. Is that like everybody that watched that just wanted to be part of a group, and the fact that they were like so accepting of him that like we don't care what you look like, you're one of us now, is
Yeah.
the reason why everybody loved it, because everybody
Right.
wants to be accepted to a group.
And we also want a Frankenstein monster.
Yeah, who doesn't want to be friends with a monster?
Yeah.
So
I'm friends with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So Dracula
we're
finds
not
the
friends.
amulet,
That hurt.
but unfortunately, for Dracula. He finds the amulet, and it's surrounded by crucifixes. But
Why wouldn't
he
they be?
is feeling unstoppable because he straight out says, I feel unstoppable. And I was like, all right, man. Good for you. And then, so the next day.
I wonder how he feels. No, I know exactly how
I
he
know how
feels.
this guy feels.
He doesn't have emotional issues, which is nice. Like,
Yeah.
he's very good at expressing himself.
Right.
Doesn't keep it bottled up.
No, he's like, oh, tomorrow night, shit is going my way. And so the next day, we get this awesome montage of the kids prepping to take out the monsters. And Rudy is basically doing a lot of the grunt work. He's in charge of making silver bullets.
He
getting a
has
bow and
he has a
arrow.
copy of the the Anarchist Cookbook, because he's
Yeah.
just going page by page and just going ripping through it,
Right.
making spears, making bullets.
Yeah.
The beginning of that montage, though, is very cool. The way they open it, where
Yeah,
it's
that-
him waking up,
Yeah.
and then he hits the alarm clock, and as he hits the alarm clock,
Yeah.
the music
music
starts,
kicks in.
and then the whole montage.
That's so
Yes.
1980s.
Very cool.
Yeah, and we see, Patrick is making flyers. He's like, oh, you know what? Rudy's taking care of the weapons. What can I do? I'll make flyers.
I'm
for
gonna
our
make
group."
business cards.
Yeah. And then
And then he writes the letter to the
Eugene,
army.
yeah,
Eugene
Eugene
writes
is
letters.
actually like, you know what? Maybe we should seek some help from the military. And so he's writing letters out.
Doesn't he
to
say,
the
doesn't it say
military.
"Dear Army guys" or something like that? Yeah.
Whoever's in charge of that platoon.
Whoever's in charge.
Yeah.
Just a gross misuse of government fund.
He's like, where's the monsters? It's like, you put that whole thing together? The kid wrote that letter in crayon.
So
One sentence.
Yeah.
The military
just one
actually shows up
sentence.
after that, though. So
Yeah.
I really.
Yeah. So to their credit,
It got the job done.
they got the job done. So
Anyone asks, we took out the monsters.
so
Showed up after they're all gone.
And the oil just happened to be there.
And during the montage, we hear this awesome song by Michael Cimbello, "Rock Until You Drop,"
Yeah.
which also,
Rock until you drop.
yeah,
I love it.
Do you know what other '80s hit he has from the soundtrack?
Maniac from Footloose.
Oh, Maniac, yeah, from Flashdance.
Or Flashdance, I'm sorry.
Yes.
not
Oh, wow.
Yeah, isn't that great?
I'm going to
She's a
give you the
maniac.
option. Would you like me to cut that out of the episode?
Well,
Like, all
you have to
fucking up
understand,
today.
Footloose is a religion. Flashdance is a movie.
Yeah, that is correct.
Ah, there you go, guys.
Yes. So we get this awesome tune. I love it. It's like one of my favorite songs ever. And to be like, we were in a D&D group and we were doing the Curse of Strahd, which is like a vampire thing.
Wait.
And
Back up.
yeah,
You and Rory were in a Dungeons and Dragons group.
yeah.
Shocked.
Only
You've
the-
mentioned this before.
Right? Yeah, we
Yeah.
mentioned this before. Come on,
Casey
man.
Clocker was our dungeon master.
Yeah, and
It's a nice speed to have.
oh yeah, that's a good speed to have. And so we had to go into the murder house, and I remember we were like, "Can we have a montage?" And we played that song.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we're like sharpening our weapons
Oh
and
my
stuff.
God.
Hey, do you remember what the name of our group was?
Yeah, Monster Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not making it up.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
We're like, you know what? Let's just call ourselves the Monster Squad.
course you did.
And then we did.
wow.
Why we have friends at all is
Pretty
a-
remarkable.
I would say nay. I would say that is why you have friends.
Their Dungeons and Dragons group was those two, and then their stuffed animals.
We had scraps.
They had their own scraps.
A Frankenstein mask. And
There is no Adam Farley.
he's made up.
We actually don't even have guests on this show. We just do funny voices.
Yeah. We just pretend. We do all the voices.
Hello,
on
my
this.
name's Kevin.
Yeah. I can't do any voices.
You thought
I
about
think
it.
you were like going into something, and then I just saw you give up.
I was
It was like,
I
I'm
saw
gonna
your body tense up. Like, I'm gonna participate in this.
He pulled eject.
EJ was like, I'm going to do Vince. No, I'm not.
No.
Come eat my pot pies.
So Dracula gets a snack. He snacks on 3 girls. And
Or just like
his line-
stuffed
his-
in a closet.
yeah, they're just like stuffed in a closet. I'm like, did he just pick these girls up?
In the pantry to keep them fresh.
Right.
fair.
yeah.
His line to the Wolfman is great. He says, I'll go have a bite while you change it to something more comfortable.
Yes.
And then he goes in and he kills the 3
Dracula's
girls.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who
Dracula's
originally
awesome.
was offered the role of Dracula in this movie?
No.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
And he turned it down.
Wolfman, you have a particular set of skills.
Yes, that's right.
I will find you.
Such a Sean.
Yeah. I will find the amulet. And so the Wolfman tries to escape, and he warns the police. But Sean's father also doesn't care about that or his marriage. And so Patrick...
Or police procedure, for that matter.
Right. So Patrick and Rudy, they get his sister, and they bribe her.
Blackmail is the way you're
Yeah,
looking at
they're like...
Yeah, blackmail is fair. Yes.
Yeah, they're like, hey, have you been dorked before? And she's like, whoa, what?
So
He's
mature.
like, so if you don't help us, we're gonna just post these naked photos of you everywhere alone.
So
The one that Frankenstein's monster took earlier when he said bogus.
yeah, we have a guy.
We have a creepy old monster man that took photos of you.
He's about 200 years old.
We will put them next to the football schedule or do what we say.
Yeah,
Frankenstein took those photos.
right. It's like
It's a pervert.
Yeah. Can I get your picture for the school paper?
Yearbook photo, guys. Yearbook?
Yeah. So, Sean, Horace, and Eugene are at Shadowbrook Mansion with the monster and Pete the dog. And they're hoping to get in and grab the amulet and get out. So Dracula, he hears the monster and he like looks up and he sets off the explosion.
So let's back up.
Yeah.
So Dracula is searching for the amulet, and he takes a pickaxe and he pokes a hole through the wall to see the amulet. It takes him all of 5 seconds to poke through the hole. Why does he got to go to dynamite? You can knock that wall out in probably like 20-30 minutes. Is he that lazy?
I can answer that. No.
Please.
So, leading up to this mission, he went to the Acme factory.
Okay.
And he bought a lot of stuff and was like, I'm using this. I bought it.
Wile E. Coyote didn't purchase everything. There was some left over from Wile E. Coyote, so he was like,
no, he went and bought it himself.
Oh,
He
did
was
he?
like,
Okay.
well, if I'm going to invest this much money into comic
I know, but I'm just saying,
explosives-
he got through that. He got a hole in that wall in like 5 seconds. He could have knocked that out in about an hour. Had the amulet been out of the house.
Put up some drywall to
Put up
cover
some
up the
drywall.
hole.
God damn it, he beat me to it.
So we see where from the explosion the monster gets knocked out, and that's when the
Frankenstein
Wolfman-
gets buried, and everybody
he gets
rushes to
buried.
help him.
Yeah, and then Eugene has this moment where I'm like, oh wow, he's not moving, guys. And they're like, who cares, right? But like,
Moving
but
on.
Eugene's like, guys, he's not moving. Like, come on, buddy. And it's really a heartfelt moment.
Sean's just like, get over it.
Yeah, Sean's like not a great leader.
Sean's just like his dad.
No,
Yeah.
he is though. In that scene when Frankenstein gets knocked under the door and he's in there, Eugene gets upset and Fat Kid actually turns around and he's like, we can't just leave him here. He's he's helped us. And Sean turns around and he says, he may be dead, but he died to help us.
We
And
still have,
then
we
he's
still
like,
have a
come
mission.
on, we have a mission to complete.
That's true.
So you're wrong, EJ. He is a good leader.
Yeah, if the guy's dead, there's nothing they can do. Like,
Yeah.
oh, guys, let's just unbury him and then look at him
He gave-
here.
he
Like,
gave-
I don't know.
He gave him his
Funeral in the
homage. He said
hallway.
he died to help us. Let's get our asses out of here and save the day. Let's
For the
go.
record,
Yeah.
though, with Sean, I wanted to bring this up earlier. I think Sean grows up to be a serial killer.
I think so.
Sean's got some
Possibly.
things about him.
What year
Watching
did
it
you
this
change
time-
your name from Sean, Rory?
I'm not admitting that into a microphone. I know this place is bugged. I've said it before. You're not going to catch me.
So we see where the Wolfman shows up, and he's like in between, Sean and Horace and Eugene, and so we see like Sean's like, just kick him in the nards, and I'm like, Sean, why aren't you doing anything? He leaves it up to Horace, right? And Horace ends up kicking him in the nards. He's like, oh, cool, Wolfman's got nards. Greatest line. Horace is like the best, I think.
He's got a kick-ass moment coming up.
Yeah. He's probably my favorite out of the kids. I do love Rudy, though, as well.
Yeah.
But just overall, I think Horace might be like one of the better characters.
My
in it.
favorite's Phoebe the Phoebe.
I do
I'm
like
Camp Phoebe the Phoebe.
Yeah.
I would
I think.
say. Go ahead.
I think everybody wanted to be Rudy because he was so cool. And I
Right.
think a majority of us were Fat Kid.
Yeah.
Me being one.
Right.
And let me tell you what, he lived up to it at the end.
Yeah.
You know
he
what?
was awesome.
I think I related more to Sean because, like, if something happened where you guys were hurt, and even if you were like still clinging to life,
You
I
would just move on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would want you to.
I know.
And you guys also shop at the same store, obviously. So
We do.
yeah.
That's there'll
for
be
you,
a
for you
photo.
people at home, he's
Yeah.
wearing the Stephen King rule shirt that Sean wore in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For a photo.
for the photo
For all
album.
you people at home who have not started following us yet, you won't see it.
So
I would say it would go these top three. Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Number 2, Frankly Scarlet, I Don't Give a Damn. And number 1, without a doubt, Wolfman Has Nards.
Yeah.
Give me a better movie line. Is there one? I don't think so.
no, I think that's it.
It's it.
I
Those are
think
the
we got
top
all
three. Yeah.
I also like Luke, your father has nards.
Luke. I also kicked your father in the nuts.
Emperor's got nards.
Emperor's got nards.
And then
that would've
and then
been
just
great.
Luke. No.
What if, like, in
That's
Return
impossible.
what if in Return of the Jedi, Luke did kick the Emperor?
In the
It's just like,
nards.
Emperor's got nards.
Isn't there a deleted Star Wars scene though where Darth Vader says, "You came from my nards"?
I'm pretty sure. It was
that one of
wisely
them?
cut. Yeah.
Was that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Left that out.
That's actually in one of the new extended editions.
Yeah, that's okay. I knew
that
I saw
was
it
made
somewhere.
while we were having this podcast.
Okay, all right, good.
So the kids, they are able to find like a trapdoor and they fall down, and that's when they find the amulet. And when they do, they grab that amulet and they rush out and try to escape. And Dracula shows up and he has Sean. He's like, "Give me the amulet," right? And
Sean's like,
Horace
"Okay, here."
steps up again. And he's like, "You know what? I got this old garlic pizza on me. Let me just pull that out of my pocket,
In true
unwrap
fat
it
kid
from
fashion.
the tinfoil,"
And
and he gives him the old garlic.
Sears
treatment.
his face.
Yeah.
No, I'll ask everybody at the table again.
I love pizza. Oh, okay.
I
I'm sorry.
do too. So, did Horace bring that as a snack, or was that part of his vampire arsenal?
He was
Yes.
gonna bury
Part
it
of
with
his-
Frankenstein as a goodbye gift. You know how they used to think that you could bring it with you? That's
Yes. Yes.
Guys, I don't want any more answers. That was perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. So the gang.
Just like his hand comes up, thumbs up.
Yeah, like
Bogus.
Terminator 2.
Bogus pizza.
So you're doing a Terminator 2?
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Why? So the gang all meet up and head to town to perform the ritual. And on their drive there, they encounter the mummy, and Rudy takes him out immediately. He's like, "Oh, just give me one of his straps," and then he
Shoots it into.
ties it around like his arrow, and he shoots it to a tree. And we see where the mummy like pretty much unravels.
Oh, I was gonna say
And-
the mummy's plans unraveled, but go ahead. It's okay. I
That's
had
good.
it.
No,
I had
that's
it. I had
good.
it written
Hey,
down.
I've got a similar pun in mind. Though,
Okay.
so that's
You cross it off, too.
acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have this note. The mummy in this movie is like the kid who contributes nothing to the group project, but still gets to put his name on it. Because he's like, or basically, remember like Family Guy when it shows
Yes.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck? They're like, "Oh
And
yeah,
he's
that
just
time they
laying on
wrote
the couch.
Good Will Hunting," and Matt Damon's
We
like,
should put both our names on it.
"Yeah,
But not Ben Affleck.
right.
Yeah.
That was basically the mummy in this movie because he contributed nothing.
Nothing.
Like he accomplishes nothing.
Not
in this
only
movie.
that, but he also doesn't have a skeleton, apparently.
Right.
He just unravels. He's just bandages. How's he walking?
Yeah, he's just like
That
all
Family
right.
Guy joke is funny, by the way, now because it's a little dated. Because it's
Right.
like they're like Ben Affleck's like, "Oh, well, we put both our names on it. I'm talentless," and then it's like he has this incredible filmmaking career following that.
Right. Yeah.
Didn't age well.
Yeah. So Dracula shows up to Sean's house and blows up the clubhouse. Then Sean's dad
Meeting
confronts
adjourned.
him. And yeah, meeting
Has
adjourned.
zero regard whether or not children are in that treehouse or not.
Oh,
Which
no.
is awesome.
I think he was hoping they were.
Yeah, I know.
I don't. He had very much regard. He
does
was
my
They're
marriage
hoping.
is saved.
he was hoping.
He thought they were all snuggled up in like sleeping bags in that thing.
And
Get them
then
all at once.
Sean and his dad, like Sean's dad, shows up and his partner, and then he blows up the partner, and he's like, says the weirdest line probably in the movie. He's like, "I will have your son."
Dude, in my notes I have that. I put, "I will have your son." Wait, can I try that again?
Can I?
Can I say it? Can I say something else?
I'm not happy with that.
No,
Can I say
one more
something else? I want to kill your son. Yeah, I'll
He's
just,
like, no, the first one sticks. It's-
yeah.
And then
sorry, man.
Then he comes back out. Just to be clear, I do not want his son.
The only person taking weird photos is the Frankenstein monster. It's a problem. We're looking into it.
And he just,
Why does the dad not even ask questions though? He's like, all right, there's a whole vampire here that just blew up my backyard. I'm just gonna go about my day. Like,
Roll with it.
that's
Say, oh, you
every
killed
day,
my
guys.
partner.
The same way, the same way that the mother just watches a man turn into a bat, and she's just like, "That's scary."
That seems
That's
right
it.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks at the husband and goes, "Huh, what's going on?"
Why is there a man in the woods playing with my daughter? You know what? It's okay.
yeah. It's just
Like a 7'5" man
I'm
playing
just
with
gonna
my
turn
daughter.
around.
yeah. This family's falling apart. So
She
Clearly.
untwists the top of her flask.
right, so like, I don't care anymore.
This town's getting weird.
So at the town square, which is the WB lot, and
It does very much look like a lot.
it is, and that church is the same one from Lost Boys. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah.
Oh, neato.
So, yeah, that church.
Neato.
They're like, oh, and they try to get in, and he's like, hey, man, don't kick the church. That actually is the church they go in and they like get the holy water from. But that's
cool.
That right there, yeah. So the Monster Squad, they start the ritual, and then the 3 vamp girls show up. And Rudy takes them all out.
Rudy's just gonna-
like one after
yeah.
another. He like shoots one, he stakes another. We don't really see how he takes out the 3rd one, but I'm pretty sure it's with a stake.
No,
as
she
well.
dies of loneliness because her 2
Oh.
friends died.
Yeah, it's like my 2 best friends. So meanwhile,
That'd be funny if they were like, "We're not vampires."
we're not vampires. We're just we're on our way to
A horror convention.
a sorority toga party.
It's toga
man.
party. It's toga night at
He's
the
like,
Alpha Beta.
I'll take care of these
Beta
ladies.
Thai house.
So
What's going on? Why are you shooting arrows at us?
just keep walking at him.
No, slower.
He's bound to stop.
So meanwhile, Sean's dad f's up Dracula a little bit because he shoots him while he was in bat form, and so he like flies through the window and he's mid transformation. And
The way he's like laying on the ground, Dracula.
Yeah.
It's what I look like after work.
yeah, I
That
can see
position, like the.
yeah, sprawled out.
Excellent
You're
for
hairy.
again
Yeah.
for an audio medium. You making that move is awesome.
so the Wolfman actually shows up, and we see where the father, and Sean, they're fighting the Wolfman, and they blow him up with a stick of dynamite. And that's when I was like, is there some kind of special deal running on dynamite in this town or something? Because
Yes, they bought everything Wile E. Coyote didn't use. We discussed
It's
this.
at the Acme factory.
yeah, I was like, okay, so yeah, Dracula is just he picked up a bunch of dynamite, but then the dad has dynamite too. And
I'm
like,
thinking he took the dynamite, but I do love the idea of like people in this town just like
it's a dynamite.
solve all of their problems with dynamite.
We're
Everyone-
a dynamite town.
Everyone has
Phone,
their
wallet,
emergency
keys.
stash. You know?
Yeah. Phone, wallet, keys, dynamite. Okay, I'm gonna
The
go.
realtor hands it out when they buy the house.
Here, have your complimentary dynamite.
The first stick of dynamite's free.
I like that. I like that cool thing that he has with the plunger that you push down.
Oh yeah.
It's like something right out of a cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love those things.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
Do you want one of those?
I do.
So they
Like in
put,
the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they're going to blow up the bar and they discuss who's going to do what, and then Charlie and Mac are going to push the thing down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Got my reference in. Go ahead.
they put some dynamite in the Wolfman's pants, and they push him out a window, and he explodes
Awesome.
into pieces.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I always love that. Actually, I remember like trying to recreate. I had
I had a friend.
I had
who
a
I don't-
friend.
He's not alive anymore.
We
He was
pretended we
real
were
hairy.
friends.
He had like some. What's the opposite of alopecia? He had that, and so he was. We just put some fireworks in his pants. No, but I had the Ghostbuster figure, like the Wolfman one.
Yeah.
And I remember like reenacting that scene all the time, where he would like blow up and then reassemble his body parts. So, anyways,
I feel like you just admitted to something that you did in your past, and then you turned it into like a toy thing.
Did you-
Like, oh
Yeah.
shit! I said too much. Oh, it was a Ghostbusters toy.
Did you make
mean,
sounds?
Ghostbusters.
Did you make any
Oh,
sound?
I
What
was
were the
so
sounds?
good at
What were the
sound
sounds
effects.
of him coming back together? Were there?
it's like
love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
that
that
makes
was-
perfect.
I was all about sound
love
effects
that.
as a kid.
Me too. I like to make sound effects. Yeah.
So we see where he reassembles, and pulls himself together, and he fights off some cops, and then he's finally shot by Rudy with a silver bullet, killing Uncle Rico and his magical.
I wish you wouldn't look at me like that, Napoleon.
And his magical genes that also regenerate.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you think about that too? I was like, how did his genes actually?
Well,
like-
they exploded from the top up, so it was fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I don't know.
The
They're
genes were
Levi's.
a part
You like
of
that?
his
Okay.
body. Like they just
Right,
morphed
and they
onto
just
him at some
regenerate,
point,
too.
so now they're just like his skin. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clothes were also are infected by the curse.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, are these Levi? Because maybe I should get some Levi. Because I'm always getting holes in my jeans.
Yeah.
The director wanted to keep it PG and didn't want his wolf dork showing.
Right. That's true.
Hey,
Yeah.
they should start a line of jeans, wolf pants.
Yeah.
Protect your nards.
Right. Protect your nards.
Jean shorts.
If you get blown up, don't worry. They regenerate too.
Yeah.
Gotta take 'em off
And he
every now
keeps
then.
the lore of Wolfman in line by thanking him for shooting him.
Right. Yes.
You know, at the end he says
Yeah.
thank you, which is usually because people that are werewolves obviously don't want to be. So,
Right.
Like, unless you're Michael J. Fox.
well, then
And
you're a
Teen
teen wolf, and
You're a
you're just
teen
the
wolf.
coolest thing ever. So, it
Yeah,
doesn't-
why did being a werewolf make him better at playing basketball?
Oh, they talked about this on Smartless.
Did they?
Oh yeah, good God, they did. So it's essentially the Fly theory, where he was already good at basketball, but then he ascertained the powers of a werewolf, which made his basketball abilities enhanced.
Like
So
a
he-
placebo.
something like that. But the basketball abilities were already there. But
It heightened
because
his senses.
It heightened his senses, made him faster and jump higher, and a better shooter from the corner. You know, from the corner. You know, when you could shoot
I'll
from the
accept
key.
it.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I'll
Did you
accept
ever
it.
see Air Bud?
Yeah.
exactly.
Now that's a better movie than Teen Wolf. That's
Well,
a better movie than the
If
one
you
we're
mix
talking
the
about.
dog from Air Bud with a good basketball player, you're gonna get Teen Wolf. Like,
That's-
Yeah.
just-
That's actually how they pitched it.
They
Yeah.
should make that movie.
It's genetics, man.
What if they make Air Bud get bit by a werewolf and he becomes like a Wolfman dog thing? Right?
It's just
Yeah.
Wolfman but blonde.
Can a dog also be German?
Yeah.
German
No, I
Shepherd?
was-
He just can't be
I see-
Jewish.
I don't know. I see where you're going
I
with
can
that.
see like Timothy Chalamet playing that.
I like the idea of saying to anybody, "Have you ever seen Air Bud?" and them going like, "Yeah, now I get it." Like if anything, like
Yeah.
just explaining something. Did you ever see Air Bud?
Yes.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I
that
get
makes
it.
all the sense now. Yeah.
Moving
So,
on.
Thank you, everyone. Everybody pitched in for that. Thank you. That was
Yeah.
good.
Usually we
meanwhile-
just turn against each other.
Yeah. So Gilman shows up, and that's his last name actually, Gilman.
John Gilman.
I'm John Gilman.
I loved him on Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh yeah, he was great.
So was he Jewish? He wasn't German.
Right. And so he shows up and he actually kills a cop, and I think this is the first time we see, you know, a monster besides Dracula just blew up a guy, but this is the first time we actually see, you know, a monster pretty much snap someone's neck. And so the Gilman kills this cop, and normally he would do a little time for that, but Horace blew him away with a shotgun.
I
And-
love how he did it too, because he looked back for help from the Wonder
EJ.
Years boy.
Yeah.
Wasn't having it.
Right.
Made
Yeah,
fun of him for
the
being a
bully
chick.
wussed out. Like you
Yeah.
said, judging a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
The bully's like,
What a great moment.
No. He's like, let me in, EJ. And he's like, no, dude, good luck.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And Horace-
because all EJs are cowards.
That checks. That's right. That's Jack.
I'm just kidding. You're the strongest person I know.
I love you. So Horace, he shoots Gilman, and then they're like, "Nice shot, fat kid." He's like, "My name is Horace."
So awesome.
One of the best moments.
Yeah,
of
I
this
feel
whole
like you
movie.
could say anything you wanted. If you cock a gun in between it, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's, feel
I
free.
fart in my sleep.
I fart in my sleep. You got to break it up.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely more.
I made
effective.
macaroni and cheese.
That does work.
It does,
I'm not
yeah.
even kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that from now on. Just
I can't
get a
tonight.
shotgun
I have
with me.
ED.
I still wet the bed.
still kind of badass.
It checks out. Good call.
It may not actually be, but they're not going to question it because he has a shotgun. They have to pretend.
Like, okay, all right,
Yeah, that's pretty
cool,
badass.
man.
You went to bed. That's
All right,
cool.
we get it.
Sorry, stepped on your Snickers bar.
This is what I was talking about before. Like, we're not very intelligent.
No, we're not. She
No.
she knew that coming in here. She was
Yeah.
prefaced with it.
Yeah, you brought the intellectualism up a little bit because we just are talking about nonsense over here.
Yeah, like Air Bud. So
Well, that was like when our show was at its.
I peaked. Yeah, that's good.
We
yeah.
peaked already.
Did you ever see Air Bud?
Yes.
Oh.
So Dracula then shows up, taking out local cops left and right. He's just punching them, breaking arms.
Okay, the only thing I never understood is like these cops are watching all their cop buddies get absolutely like beat up by this guy, and they still keep going at him. I feel like I would have just went home. Like I don't know.
The weird thing is, they run at him and they have guns and batons,
Yeah, nothing.
and they're just like, I'm gonna fist this one.
Maybe
I-
one of them
it's
thinks
good.
like, you know what, this is gonna be my moment, and
Right.
they think that their punch is gonna get him out, and he's just like,
Yeah, the best one is the last guy. He stands in front of him, gun fully drawn at Dracula's face, and literally just stands until he walks up to him and punches him and knocks him out.
Yeah, and Dracula's like, I don't have time for this.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So he gets up to Phoebe and he's like, "Give me the amulet, you bitch!" And then she screams and he
Unnecessary,
screams.
but yeah.
It was awesome. And
Kids' movies were different.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
It was a different
It was
time.
a different time.
Different
every
time.
time, man. So we see Phoebe, she's about to get attacked by the Dracula, and
The Dracula.
the Dracula.
and
Dr. Acula.
Frankenstein's monster shows up and grabs him and punches him in the back.
Yeah.
And Dracula's like, I can't handle that.
Well, he actually, there was a deleted scene where he pulled his back lifting boxes.
Right? Yeah.
The crate that he was trying to get out of the lake, that's why he had to call.
Yeah, that's why he had to have
That's
a
why
fish
you
man do it.
do it.
It's like, I pinched my.
Time to call in backup. Yeah.
Sciatica.
Yeah, I have sciatica.
He
You're gonna have
secretly
to
wears
get
one
that
of those
box.
back braces underneath his whole getup. Like,
It's like, I was
It's like a mess under the costume.
Yeah.
It's got like leg braces on and
You look like Forrest Gump. He's like,
Orthopedic
"Get outta here."
shoes.
polio.
So Phoebe completes
Phoebe.
the ritual, and the portal to Limbo opens, and Dracula grabs Sean, but Sean actually stakes him.
With no hesitation.
No hesitation. He's just like, boom, throws a little stake.
Thunder
in his
gunned
heart.
it.
Sean wanted to kill somebody this entire movie.
I'm telling you, dude. Rewatch the movie. That kid's got like a look at his
He's
face sometimes.
unhinged.
Yeah.
He's
he
yeah.
was sick of Horace getting all the credit.
yeah. It's like, goddamn Horace, Rudy. I didn't do shit this whole movie.
Let me
And he's
kill
like,
someone.
That kid's like real passive aggressive and just like seething with anger. And the second he could stab a man through the heart, he went for it.
Yeah, he was like, this is my opportunity.
Granted, it was a Dracula, but
Yeah.
It could have been
Right. The
anyone there.
Dracula.
It would not have mattered.
Phoebe.
He was going to stab somebody no matter what.
He's like, I don't care. So,
Finally, an excuse.
I'll blame it on the
They'll
monsters.
call me a hero for this.
so as this is happening, Van freaking Helsing comes back and grabs Dracula, pulling him into Limbo, and somehow, some way, Van Helsing knows that a thumbs up means cool.
Yes.
And gives Sean a thumbs up before getting sucked up into Limbo. He's like, thumbs
Now,
up, man.
now
and Sean's like,
I know. Now I know you're not going to call. You're not going to recall this, but even further back, past Van Helsing, thumbs up was a good sign because they did do that. And remember in what was the
Gladiator.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Gladiator.
This was the sign of good, and that was a sign of bad.
I
So
thought
while
it was
you're
the opposite.
this is
Wasn't it
good,
in-
that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought like
It
if
was
he
it was
lived,
it was
they
actually
would go
live.
like this.
Live.
You're all putting your thumbs
die.
up, and no one at
Yeah.
home can see what you're doing.
All right. Thank you. You got me on it.
You got it.
Thank you. Finally. All right. Cool.
No, actually, I can explain that to you.
Yeah.
So again,
Actually, I can't help.
there's a deleted scene in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure where they
Oh.
go back in time and they hang out with Van Helsing, and then they teach him other dudisms. You know,
That makes sense.
it does.
He was in the phone booth, but he was actually like in the back. And the whole like project, they just didn't show that part.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I killed a Dracula.
Well, he was there in case they wanted extra credit,
Right.
and they didn't.
And they're like, you know what? You can sit back here.
You can sit back there, dude.
Yeah. Sit back here, dude.
And just to clear it up, did you ever see Air Bud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
That seems right. Yeah, that
That's
makes
right.
sense now. I
Did
get
you
it,
ever
yeah.
see Air Bud's Excellent Adventure?
Yeah. I wish.
That was a good one.
Next on Frequels.
So when I was younger, for the first few times seeing this movie, I actually thought that was like a random citizen that grabs Dracula.
Not Van Helsing.
Right?
Random
It's just like,
citizen.
who's this old guy? Like, where did he come from? He
just
just
helping.
grabs Dracula. He's like, all right, I got him, guys. And he gets sucked into the portal. I'm like, what a great guy.
You have no contact.
I wish
What
we
an
knew more
upstanding
about him.
citizen. Must have been the mayor. You know?
Well, if these cops aren't going to step up.
He's like, I might as well do it.
Yeah, I got it, guys.
But eventually I was like, oh, no, that's Van Helsing. Okay. That makes more sense. That
Everything's getting sucked into the portal, but he's able to come out of the portal, which is neat.
Right. Yeah. He has that luxury.
Yeah.
He's
So-
Van Helsing. Come on.
He's the original. He wrote the book. Like,
That's
Yeah.
true.
And unfortunately, the monster gets sucked up too. But Phoebe does throw her teddy bear to him, and he's actually really happy about it.
Yeah, remember when you fuckers looked at me all weird when I said that we should talk about Scraps?
Scraps.
wasn't a teddy bear. It was a dog.
Oh, yeah.
His name
Fucking
is
asshole.
Scraps.
Yeah. Stuffed animal.
Yeah, you guys were all
How-
like,
how-
what's he talking about Scraps for? This is why. It's an emotional moment. And then he goes,
Bye-bye.
yeah.
Bye, Deborah. Bye, Deborah.
So the poor
Raymond.
so
What
the
if Ray Romano played the monster in this?
Deborah. I write for a sports magazine, Deborah.
You're turning into like Snagglepuss over there.
yeah, it really was. So the portal closes and everyone regroups and they're all happy. They're hugging, and that's when the military shows up looking for Eugene, and they ask, "Hey, what's going on?" And Sean's like, "I can explain." He's like, "Okay, who in the heck are you?" He's like, "We're the Monster Squad," expecting the military to know what this group that just formed yesterday is.
Yeah.
And
he had a business
The
card at
10-year-old
ready.
kids.
right.
If
He's
you
like-
ever need anything, give us a call. We
Yeah.
made these for you.
That'd be funny if they were just like arresting the kids for wasting their time like
Well,
that.
yeah, Sean and his friends, they're celebrating, like, while never explaining to the military once,
Anything.
like, what went down. They're like, we're the Monster Squad. And then he turns around and he's, like, high-fiving all his friends. And the military's just standing there, like...
What is
"You
he
didn't
talking
explain
about?
Once what happened here, man."
But that's not the dumb part. The dumb part is that all of the military showed up because a kid wrote like 12 words on a piece of paper.
Right.
To the most
And-
random little town ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
They're like,
And who received that? How did they know to come there?
it just said leadership on it, and they're like, you know what, this seems pretty legit.
Yeah. They know our
Shit, it's
secret
from,
code.
it's from leadership. We better go.
So,
Oh, leadership's writing in crayon these days.
Army guy, send help. That's
We
all
are
it said.
army guys, so it must be talking about us.
must be us. But yeah, I feel like, well, that's where the movie ends. They're all celebrating. We get the one rap song about the Monster Squad, which is
Monster
awesome.
Squad.
Such a good track.
It's a great song.
And
Hey, speaking of songs, look up Adam Farley's new song, Carson's Song, wherever you listen to your music.
yes, and so that's how that happens. And all I have to say is thank God for Rudy, because if he wasn't on the team,
Yeah.
they probably would have died numerous times. Mm-hmm. And
Hey, wouldn't it be funny also at the end if the cops arrested Rudy for blackmailing that poor girl?
And stealing the crossbow, very
Yeah.
nonchalantly, I
Yeah,
might
they're like,
add.
we've been waiting for a reason.
yeah, we finally got you.
Finally got you, Rudy. We got reports of you making bullets in school,
Rudy.
stealing bow and arrow.
Rudy Belmont, we got you.
What's that, a whip?
Yeah, you got a whip.
Oh, that's a Castlevania reference for all you cats.
Yeah.
So who in the Monster Squad do you guys think you are? I'm Rudy. Called it. Done.
I think you'd be
Fat
Rudy.
kid.
Yeah, I think you.
Why would you want to be the guy who's like the peeping Tom? All right, I got you.
I would be probably Eugene, because that's my given name.
Wait, that's what the E stands for?
Yeah.
Oh, what a mystery.
So you'd be the
I
kid
know.
bullying?
I thought the E stood for
Oh,
fever.
I could be EJ the bully though.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No.
You're the
Yeah.
sweetest, one of the
I
sweetest
don't know, I can
people
see you
know.
eating a Snickers off the ground.
I'm definitely more of the kid eating a Snickers off the ground.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
That is so good.
That was good. Oh.
And I would.
I've done it on my way here.
Done it.
So do you
Unwrapped.
see yourself as Eugene?
Yeah, probably like using the little kid, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who I'd be.
Running away
I-
at the
you're
first
probably
sight of
Sean.
danger.
I would,
Sean.
I would say I would think I was Sean. I wouldn't think I was Rudy. I'm not that cool. I would.
Yeah.
I think I'm Sean because I want to be that cool, but I know I'm not that cool, and I'll never be that cool.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
You'd be Scraps.
Scraps. I would love to be Scraps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick.
Good boy.
What about Patrick?
Hey, you'd be that kid.
Okay.
'Cause-
Well,
yeah,
Jack,
you're-
like,
you're
so
like-
the teacher looked like a cat.
Oh,
and then Ella's ears perked up.
Yeah.
And while everyone's
Just-
doing like,
Just throwing shit bombs. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's
me.
you.
Yeah.
while people are like getting weapons ready, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna make a business out of this.
Yeah, so you're that kid.
All right, good.
Yeah, I feel like you would be cutting up flyers, and you're like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
I'm contributing.
So I guess I would.
No, I'm just
I guess I would be kind of like Sean then, in the sense that I'm like, hey EJ,
yeah,
hey Eugene,
You
wanna
started
do like
this
a
stupid
horror,
group.
Yeah, like want to do like a frequels podcast. So
and I would be like, yeah,
yeah,
I'm in.
we got this.
Yeah, I would do that.
But
Yeah.
seriously, would you eat candy off the ground?
Yes.
And who would you be? Who did you identify with?
Fat
said-
kid.
yeah,
Fat kid.
Horace.
I'm Horace. Horace all the way through.
You didn't even have to think about that.
Nope.
How about you? Who did you identify with?
Sean, just because I feel like I would stand there and do nothing and also boss everyone around at the same time. So
Oh, see, no, I would have said she'd be Phoebe.
Oh, Phoebe.
Because she saved the day.
Because if you think about it, and this whole movie is about Phoebe. At the beginning, they don't want her in the club. She's a girl. You're not allowed. We don't like girls. We don't want girls.
So it's her
Girls can't
journey.
do this. Then she's the one who befriends Frankenstein's monster. Nobody else wanted to. They were all shit scared. She even called them chicken shits.
So she's
She's
kind of like
the
the
one.
hero, yeah.
Then at the very end, she's the one who has to be there to save the day. Even though this entire movie they said, you can't be part of our group, you can't do it. With love and compassion, she showed the rest of them, I got this. You assholes don't.
Yeah.
Well, you
She
just
opened the limbo portal.
You just delivered that like Obama.
yeah, that was.
I know that was like, I was like attracted to you.
I was gonna say, everybody rewind like 20 seconds and just imagine Barack Obama giving that speech because it was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
She not only
You're welcome.
Thanks.
You're
In
right,
this
though.
time
I-
of hardship, she riled the troops.
I never really thought about it like that, but I guess it is sort of like Phoebe's journey.
if it wasn't for her. But yeah, so with that being said, one of the things we like to do is actually emojis for the movie. So would you like to give your emojis first, sir?
Absolutely. I have 4 emojis. I have a red heart because I absolutely love this movie.
Hell yeah.
I have a knife because that scene with the scary German guy just is great. And then I have a Star of David and a German flag because my brother's a moron.
That tracks.
And then Emily.
I have the plastic water gun to represent the shotgun that Horace uses.
Okay.
And also pie, because, you know, the knife scene. I feel like that's pretty...
Yeah.
I have a bat, I have a thumbs up, and I have a stick of pepperoni.
That's good.
Stick of pepperoni.
Pepperoni surprise, man. I'll tell you, that takes me back. You have no idea.
That's good.
good memory.
I only have 2 emojis. It's a bat and a stick of dynamite. Because that was a hot commodity in this film.
I found a Dracula, because there is one. I found something.
No one's gonna fact check that.
I know. I'll show it to you. Right now.
I believe you.
I got a thing that could pass as both a Frankenstein monster or a zombie, so I'm gonna say both. There's a bat, because there's a lot of bats in this movie.
So many bats.
Got some spiders.
Spiders.
I got a heart because I really do love this movie.
It's
It's
a good
close to my
movie.
heart. I got a dog because there's a real good dog named Pete in this movie.
Do they have an armadillo?
They don't. I checked.
Ruined it.
I did.
Ruined it.
I got a fish because there's a fish man in this movie.
Yes.
I got a wolf.
You got
'cause
a
there's
lot of
wolf
emojis
man.
for this one.
I know. I got a little crazy
It's okay.
writing it all up, and then that was it. Monster Squad.
Nice. And so what are your thoughts? I know we talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but overall, like, just revisiting this movie, is this something you guys still love and feel like it still holds up?
100% love this movie. We'll watch it again. We'll watch it with my kids. We'll continue to watch it. It's a banger. I bought it on Apple. They didn't have the Blu-ray or the DVD available, so I bought it on streaming services. I hope you forgive me, but I have it forever.
I don't forgive you.
Okay.
Yeah. And Emily?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get sick of it because if I'm being honest, when we originally set the date to do this specific movie, it was months ago. And ever since we got to this point, I have been rewatching it and adding more notes. So,
Is there anything we missed? Did you have a favorite part that we may have skipped over or anything?
Because we have like a weird manic energy on this show, so if we may
hard
have
to
just
jump
been
in with
babbling.
us, yeah.
We're like out of control. So, is there anything you would like to point out?
I just like the way they developed their characters. Like Rudy, for example, he starts off as this loner and he only makes friends with this group of like outcasts that are definitely bullied because he wants to get in their treehouse and look at this girl.
Hell of a journey.
Yeah, but in the end...
Is that why you wanted to join the group? I'm just getting that.
Oh, yeah.
In the end of it, he does genuinely care for them and want to be their friends, and he works to like help them. And even Sean, like, he starts out being like a pretty bad leader, but then eventually he grows into being more like brave, I guess you could say, and trying to keep his friends safer, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
It's
assertive, I would say. Yeah,
yes.
like
He stabs that Drac.
Yeah, he just gets serious, you know? So.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, Kevin?
I already gave my Barack Obama speech.
Yeah.
That's true.
You did. You're just gonna go downhill from here.
The senator from Illinois succeeds his time too.
Just a couple little things that I saw where we had mentioned how a lot of this is almost like a parallel to Goonies.
Right.
The mom is the same mom.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is.
And the amulet.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of
I
them
think
revolve
we're-
around an amulet.
And there's also
So-
another reference when you see the one skeleton. He says it looks like Pirate Bill. And if you remember, it was One-Eyed Willie.
One-Eyed Willie. Yeah.
Pirate Bill. Oh my God.
And then my last nerd note was when I first started watching this movie as an adult with my kids, I started to notice some things, and the portal and the scene in Ghostbusters, the first one with the aura behind Sigourney Weaver, are almost the exact same. It looks the same visually. And then the skeletons in the beginning scene and the skeletons from a lot of the Indiana Jones look alike. And then when I looked, the visual effects leader did both of those other movies.
Oh, interesting.
So I was like, I guess it made a little sense.
So you're saying you watched this as an adult with kids. Rory, as an adult that is a kid, what did you think?
I was very riveted by the senator across from me. I'm just saying.
The senator from Illinois.
No, I love this movie. It should be considered like little kid horror starter pack stuff.
What was the other one that I've said this about? Krampus. This is along the lines of Krampus, where it's not too scary. Couple nice fun jump scares.
Yeah.
Some of the dialogue is iffy, but it's a fun, safe movie for kids, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember seeing this when I was a kid and just identifying with it in a big bad way. It's one of those like heavy on rotation kind of movies for me as a child because it made me feel kind of normal. It's like the first time I saw like Fright Night and like Scream, because they were all just about people who like loved horror and movies and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like those kids. I'll keep that gun out of my mouth.
Yes.
True story. Oh boy. But no, it's one of those movies I would 100%.
I'll give you the option.
My name is. But.
I'm sorry.
But no, it's definitely one of those movies I would just like recommend to any horror movie fan or anybody who maybe isn't into horror but would like a nice little introduction.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're dumb enough to listen to this podcast, you would love this movie. You should love this movie.
If you if you're not very bright and you listen to us,
you should listen to this. Watch this movie. I think this movie is great. Like I said, I watched it numerous times as a kid. It would always be on
so many times, heavy rotation.
HBO. Yeah. And so I would watch it all the time, and I loved it. And it is a great starter pack for any horror fan. I feel like if you don't really know the Universal monsters, this is like a cool little, way to get into them.
Yes.
All at once.
That was
And-
actually how it got its name, the movie. There was a TV show in the 70s called The Monster Squad. It was about the Universal monsters.
Oh,
Interesting.
See, that's amazing. Yeah.
Huh.
Dropping bombs.
Dropping bombs.
Mr. Obama, thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, no, I would definitely recommend this movie to anyone. Anybody can watch this movie and I feel like could have a good time. You don't have to be a horror fan, but it definitely helps because I feel like it will make you want more horror and stuff.
And like you were saying, even if you're not, it's a fun little adventure movie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely challenge that because, like I said, I was not, but this movie is just, it's timeless, and I just think it's for anybody.
If you like that Stranger Things stuff, it goes right.
That goes hand in hand
Yeah.
with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Goonies, Stranger Things.
Just the
Monster
nostalgia
Squad.
of it all.
Yeah.
Super 8.
Super 8. Yeah. Super 8
No
is a
one
great
saw that.
movie.
Except us.
Yeah, and I loved it. I
Yeah.
thought it was amazing.
I thought it was a sweet movie.
But with that being said, do you guys have anything you would like to plug? Any projects coming up or anything that you're doing that you're really excited about and want to talk about?
I'll plug, of course, the best deal in Dunmore
Yeah.
at
What's that?
3 Jacks.
Tell.
Isn't that something about wing bites and Miller Lite?
Yeah, $2 off, I think.
Yeah, could be. And then in closing, I just want to congratulate Emily on her graduation from high school.
Woo! Congratulations, dude.
I wish I did that.
Oh, it wasn't very hard. So.
So what are you going to do now? You're going to go solve crimes and whatnot?
Oh,
gonna be
yes,
Batman.
yeah, hardcore. I'm not gonna go through a department or anything. I'm gonna do exactly what he said and move to the shadiest part of a
Nice.
big city, and just lurk in the rooftops and just hope that
Yeah.
things go my way.
Okay.
Emily, just
Yeah.
take the law into your own hands.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
I can impart
exactly.
any wisdom into you, just
Take the...
take the law
Yeah,
into your
my
own hands.
first step is to find a well and maybe fall down it, and
Yeah.
maybe have some bats come at me. But I feel like that's
I got
been
some
done
bats
before.
if you need them.
Yeah,
And you know
I
what?
feel like
If
I'd be
you're-
copying. I do
Yeah.
my own thing.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a superhero name or kind of gimmick, take up Dynamite. I
Yeah,
feel like
so right.
if I learned anything from this movie, it is a
Find
good
a town where they're handing it out. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
maybe I'll visit there.
That would be
Find some stash. It would just be perfect. I wouldn't even have to pay to get my start.
Yeah.
That would be a fantastic superhero. Someone who just throws dynamite at the bad guy.
Kid Dynamite?
No, but just imagine that.
A Kid Dynamite. But it's a
What the fuck
kid.
did you just throw at me? It's horrifying.
Did you just rob that liquor store? Yeah.
Pushes that plunger down.
Yeah.
But
Loves
seriously, yes, commit
Yes, do
crimes
that.
while claiming to be solving them.
Yes,
If there's ever a
exactly.
carjacking, come see me. I think I know who it is.
Like carjack sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
I need a ride, so I'll take a ride.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. But that sounds cool, man. Good luck on your
Thank
adventure.
you. Yes,
I-
I will keep you updated.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. Thank you, young Vince.
I'm going to try something, and we're going to see where this goes. I'm going to plug a company called Casamigos. Casamigos makes tequila. We actually feature a drink at 3 Jacks. It's called the Cranberry with a Kick. So we use a spicy Casamigos tequila, and then we do a little bit of fresh lime juice and a cranberry juice on top of it, and it's delicious. So I would try that next time you're at 3 Jacks. We may or may not be getting a sponsorship through Casamigos. So that's Casamigos, guys. Casamigos tequila.
All right, and that's it.
That's
all
it.
you
That's
got?
all I have. That's all I'm
right.
going to do for now. We're going to
Mr.
see where that
Rory.
goes.
Raven View Productions, as usual. You can check that out on the Facebooks and the YouTubes and some stuff. I got some stuff with Raven View Productions coming on up. Fourth Cut Reviews. It's buddy Chris Conforti, probably somebody who would have been one of our Monster Squad if we all knew each other as children.
Absolutely.
Kitties of any PA, Pet Rescue. It's the only thing I want to talk about. They got a whole thing going on where they help cats. And you can help them too. If you look them up, get involved, buy those cats some food.
Get them.
Adopt them. I got one. Get them. I got Anella. She destroyed my chair,
Right.
but she did it with style. So I didn't yell at
She
her.
usually does.
She's adorable. She's a great companion, and you too could have a companion, especially if you're lonely and you're just listening to this podcast. You're just sad and pathetic. your friends, your
Even
loved
better with a
ones all
cat in
walk
your
out.
lap.
You'll feel better. The cat won't judge you like your
Everything's-
wife did before she left you.
Well, cats are very judgmental, so
Sometimes,
don't
but they
promise
don't.
them that.
They don't.
But
They'll look at you like you're trash. That's what
Yeah.
they do. NEPA Horror Fest coming out June 22nd, 2024.
Yeah.
Circle Drive-In, Dixon City. You can go meet Virginia Madsen and Tony Todd. It's run by our friends Bob Keller and Jess Mione.
They're having the dude from Jeepers Creepers there. Is that this one?
Wrong, but it's Tony Todd from Candyman.
Oh, Candyman. I don't know any of these.
Also,
guys.
the guy he's in The Crow, which is
Yeah.
pretty badass.
Final Destination.
The fact that they get anybody
Night of
is
the Living
awesome.
Dead remake,
Remake,
which is a
1990.
solid
Yeah.
remake. Which, by the way, they are showing at the Circle Drive-In at the NEPA Horror Fest. So if
The
you're
Rock.
interested, look
The
it
Rock.
up.
The Rock.
Yeah,
Platoon.
He's in everything. Tony
Yeah, he
Todd.
really is.
Variant Season. It's our buddy Will Perna. Check out his band. Support his band. Support the music. Blast the music. Get in your car and just crank it.
Yes.
Good stuff. Gravy Diggers
Oh man.
are.
I don't know how Three Jacks can even compete with Gravy
Yeah,
Diggers.
our resident cutie, Matt Rinaldi.
Yeah.
I do like that nickname.
Resident
for him.
Cutie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's actually in the office now.
making pot pies.
Making pot pies.
Working hard. He's got a big chef's hat on.
You could smell it. You know that, like, dude, like it's like
pungent.
sulfur. It's pungent. It's burning your nostrils.
Stings the nostrils.
Stings the nostrils. That's him. He's making those pot pies.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, under that chef hat, he has a pile of rats, but they're not helping.
They're not helping. They're biting him.
Right?
I was gonna say some of them aren't even alive anymore.
I'm pretty sure they're driving him insane. If anything.
Yeah.
What's weird is that one of the rats is like swimming around in the ingredients, so
Yeah.
that was the whole thing.
That's,
Yeah.
a little more time in there.
Yeah. How about you, asshole? You want?
Yeah, I have a lot. I have some stuff.
Could
So,
just do me.
You want
just,
to?
just don't mention Adam Farley. Just whatever.
Oh,
If you don't,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. So, I just want to plug Adam Farley's music on iTunes. He has a new song out called Carson's Song, and it's really good. You can rate it and review it on iTunes. It'll help it boost up a little bit. But I definitely recommend it. It's a really good song.
It is.
Literally a song that we were talking about it before the show started. Was just kind of listening to it to support my friend in his music career, our friend of the show.
Right.
And I just started listening to it. I'm like, this is really good. And then suddenly I was crying listening to it. I'm just so
Yeah.
proud of him.
And
Because
that's-
he literally made something that I think most musicians strive for, which is to really capture the emotion of the subject matter and be able to convey it in such a level that it like goes directly into the heart of the heartless like myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's something to get you to emote feelings.
Yeah.
Like if you can do that, it's something going on.
Yeah, I've listened to it about 48 times
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah.
So look it up.
Yeah, look it up. And also, Christopher Liu, another friend of the show,
Mr. Lou,
A dynamo.
a super talented dude as
Yeah.
well.
triple threat, quadruple threat,
Yeah.
All the threats.
centuple threat.
Like, he's just a threat in general. Yeah. He's just...
Homeland
like,
Security has him on watch.
Because this guy, he's a threat.
Whatever there's to be done, he will do better than everyone.
Than most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has music out on iTunes and Spotify and stuff. He has a whole little EP, about 5 songs on it, and it's like $5. It's not that bad.
Check it out.
Check it out. It's really good. It's definitely like a Billy Joel
Ish.
type of vibe. Yeah.
You can also adopt him from NEPA Pet Rescue.
No, that's not.
Is that
That's
not the
that's
thing with
different.
Chris?
That's different.
Oh, sorry.
Then of course I want to promote the new metal messiah, Jon Snow.
Mr.
Jon Snow.
The Mr. Eastern Tribute Collective himself. You could follow him on Facebook
Yeah.
or Instagram.
He actually added 17 more bands. I
Right.
don't know how he.
He is just doing it all.
crazy.
It's
Too
insane.
much.
But if you get
He's a karaoke machine at this point.
yeah, he's just like out there, just playing shows every single weekend, and you have to see him because he's amazing.
fantastic.
And
Melting faces, show by show.
yeah, he's pretty much like the Ark of the Covenant. Don't look at him, Marion, but you can't help it.
What a reference.
But yeah, no, if he has a show next month in Scranton at the V Spot with Variant Season.
Yeah.
So make sure to check that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to get coverage. I'm working on it.
Also, June 23rd, I'm participating in Battle of the Bards, where I get to write a skit that's put on at the V Spot and stuff. I'm really excited. It should be fun. It's a very like SNL type of vibe where we get prompts like two nights before.
We've already discussed that you are at some point going to work frequels into it. Somehow,
some kind of reference.
Some reference,
yeah.
Even if it's just "fuck you, Vince." Perfect.
I'm gonna try to work it in.
Or you can go. Did you ever see Air Bud? That's a good one.
Yeah.
I was actually researching the Battle of the Bards. Is it true that during the show you're going to eat discarded candy that you find on the ground?
That's part of it.
That's part of it.
And
okay.
Elle Snow, friend of the show, who's been on numerous times, she's also one of the writers for it. Oh. And I'm gonna beat the shit out of her. I'm just kidding. No, but she's one of the bards that's battling as well, and so I can't wait for that. And then finally, check us out on Frequels. You can email us at frequelpodcast@gmail.com.
You can hate us. Just give us 5 stars and then review us.
Yeah, make
just
sure
rip
to
us apart.
Rate and
it's
review
okay.
us on iTunes and Spotify.
Yeah.
That helps us out. Yeah, you could love us by giving us a 5-star and hate us by writing a really terrible review.
But also giving us 5 stars.
But also giving them 5 stars, yeah. Also, we have Instagram, Facebook, and if you give us likes on that or follows, please do. That helps us out as well. Rory said something he's going to post a picture after so many follows or something, right?
Of Ella sipping on a banana.
I thought it was you and the Winnie the Pooh, but okay, that's fine.
That's the
Ella
the
will do.
OnlyFans account.
Ella will do.
Yeah, Adam's OnlyFans account.
Check that out.
Check that out. It's all fins out there.
Yeah,
just
you've seen some
fish.
of the photos I've been sending him. Yeah.
Right, it's pretty crazy.
Keep you up at night, that stuff.
Yeah.
Tasteful. It's art.
Makes you question if there's anything going on in this universe once you see that stuff.
Nope.
It just makes you want to run your fingers across a chalkboard.
Yeah.
And just like Quinn. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. And thank you to our guests, Emily and Kevin. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Please come back anytime you guys want. We loved having you. You guys were hilarious.
You guys were dynamite.
Real quick shout out. Emily set up the podcast, so she technically produced this thing instead of me.
Oh, really?
She helped set up the stuff. So yeah, she's awesome.
That was weird. I was looking around at it, and I'm like, this doesn't look incompetent.
Yeah. This actually was like the best setup I've seen so far.
And it sounds really good too.
I figured it would have been. I'm just.
She's awesome like that.
Yeah.
And super humble like her uncle.
He's the one who taught me, so the humble.
Yeah.
Got to keep myself in check.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got to rise above his
Yeah.
inferior teachings.
You're better than everyone. Tell everyone that.
Just
I
tell
am.
them,
In fact.
But guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. Please come back anytime you want. You let us know which movie you want to do, and we're down.
If it's Air Bud, let us know.
Yeah.
Air Bud.
Airbud,
Honestly,
hell
that
yeah.
is pretty horrifying if you think about it, because imagine losing to a dog. That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Person had to live with that.
Yeah.
We had a scout at the game, and you couldn't beat a dog. Imagine being like the parent. You just hear this parent cursing out his
Screaming
son.
out, yeah.
You lost to a goddamn dog. A goddamn dog. But guys, thank you so much for coming on to the show. We love you guys. And thank you guys for listening at home. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming back every week and listening. We love you guys. And with that being said, thank you for listening to
Give me the appetite, you bitch.
I Want Your Son.
I'll have your
I'll
son.
have your son.
That's it.
What does he want with his son?
I don't know.